grand slam. Jackie Bradley Jr. A knockout punch here in the 8th. Stunned crowd here at Minute Maid Park.
It takes 4 wins to win this series. They know that. We know that.
Astros have been an excellent comeback team all year.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to roll over either. We'll be ready to play.
It is a Wednesday night. It is a game night downtown Houston, Texas. We welcome you from the Lone Star State and Minute Maid Park. H-Town, they are trying to hold it down. They're trying to get back in the win column, and they've got a World Series hero from last year on the mound. And Charlie Morton, he'll match up against Rick Porcello, who has already had some fantastic moments on the mound for the Red Sox. It is a raucous crowd. It is a sellout here at Minute Maid Park, and they are all set just like us for Game 4 of this ALCS. This 2018 American League Championship Series is presented by the Google Assistant, an easier way to get things done with just your voice. Boston now up 2-1 in this best-of-7 series, taking on the Houston Astros, the defending World Series champions. And hi, everybody, we welcome you from Texas. Great to have you with us here tonight. Brian Anderson along with Ron Darling. We'll check in with Lauren Shahadi in just a moment. Well, Boston is now 5-2 in this postseason. 3 wins on the road this year, Ron, and you got to look at their offense. Not only are they performing well, but they performed in the clutch.
They have done it in the clutch, and it started in the division series. With the bases loaded, they have been fantastic. Andrew Benintendi with a big hit that cleared the bases, and then 2 big hits by Jackie Bradley Jr. in Boston that cleared the bases with that double off the monster. And of course, last night, one of the best moments you could ever have as an offensive player, that grand slam by Jackie Bradley Jr.
Look at the numbers here for the Boston Red Sox. With runners on base, they're very good. Runners in scoring position, even better. They get better with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, and hitting an even .400 with the bases loaded. And they've had some big moments with the bases full already in this postseason. So for the Astros story, they get to flip the script on the Red Sox tonight because they feel like they've got a very impressive starter going in Game 4. He's been an all-star, Charlie Morton. One problem, he has not pitched yet in this postseason.
He hasn't pitched in the postseason. He was supposed to pitch Game 4. It never went that far against Cleveland. He's only pitched 4 innings in the last 31 days. He was one of the biggest reasons they won the World Series last year. I think he's going to play a smaller role because of the non-work. Look for him to go 2, 3, maybe 4 innings at the most. Might be a bullpen game for A.J. Hinch tonight.
Yeah, 17 days between starts, 16 days of rest. So that's the story on the field. There is news off the field as well. There was news swirling around this series and other series with teams using video replay and video surveillance to get a competitive advantage, singling out the Houston Astros. So much Major League Baseball got involved. They issued a statement, and for more on that, we check in with our reporter, Lauren Shahadi. Lauren.
Yeah, BA, accusations of sign stealing by the Astros. As you said, MLB investigated it. They said the case is closed. They've been released of any wrongdoing. But General Manager of the Astros, Jeff Luhnow, addressing the media not too long ago, he said, look, we were playing defense rather than playing offense. We wanted to make sure there was nothing suspicious going on, to which Major League Baseball said, let us do the investigating from here on out. I spoke with A.J. Hinch just a moment ago. He said this is a league-wide issue, a conversation for another time, and I love Alex Cora's approach. He said managing in a constant state of paranoia is uncomfortable. I just choose to change my signs, double up my signs. I have much more important things to do during the game,
Well, I'll tell you, Lauren, that conversation is going to have to come soon, because MLB might say it's done today, but it is not done in the future. The integrity of the game is at stake.
Yeah, and it certainly has grinded some of these games to a halt, and Alex hit it on the head. That's the right word, paranoia. There is a lot with the multiple signs, the step-offs, all that is going on in the game, but certainly a topic for another day. The Astros have taken the field, and let's give you the Boston Red Sox starting lineup. Mookie Betts back in the leadoff spot. Andrew Benintendi hit second, and then the designated hitter J.D. Martinez. Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers, and Steve Pearce in the middle. Brock Holt, Christian Vasquez and Jackie Bradley Jr. hit that big grand slam last night. The put-away punch. He rounds out the starting 9 for Alex Cora's Red Sox. And on the mound is Charlie Morton, 34 years of age, going on 35, and just getting better with age, coming off his best season of his career.
All-star season. I spent a lot of the open talking about things he has not been able to do because of his shoulder discomfort. But with all that rest, he had quite a year. Struck out over 200 batters, 15 wins, and a guy that used to be a sinker, slider type pitcher now has turned into a guy with a great whiff rate on his curveball and a great riding high fastball. Velocity gets better year after year. The defense for the Astros, when you look at it, outfield has Tony Kemp. He made the catch of the night last night. Marwin Gonzalez in there one more day at second base. Watch Altuve. He'll be in there tomorrow. And Martin Maldonado again behind the plate.
Astros with the best fielding percentage defensively in the majors this year. And Mookie Betts making his way to home plate. This sellout crowd behind their team. DeAndre Hopkins announcing the first call for the fans. And the Astros trying to get back into the win column here tonight. Boston has a chance to win the 3rd game of this ALCS, and no, they will get back home to Fenway either to close it out or to have some time off before the World Series if they could win in the finale of this window of the ALCS tomorrow. First pitch is in there for a strike, and away we go.
Mookie Betts has led off the last 2 games with a hit and a run scored.
Betts 1 out of 5 yesterday, and he is hit by a pitch. Charlie Morton and Rick Porcello hit a lot of batters. They led the American League in hit batters. They were tied, and right away Betts is aboard.
Well, there's where the rust comes in. The fastball was true, but the second pitch, a curveball, which is Morton's second best pitch, not even close.
Last night, the Red Sox jumped out early. First 3 batters reached base via hits, scored 2 runs in that first inning. Now you see the numbers on all the hit batters this year. And Mookie Betts wanting to start the signs over. His first base coach Tom Goodwin. Boston is a team that likes to run. That is part of their identity. But against this combination of Charlie Morton and the outstanding throwing catcher Martin Maldonado, it makes it difficult as Benintendi comes up empty at his first swing. Andrew Benintendi 2 for 5 yesterday, scored a run, helped get that first inning rally started as Boston plated 2. Astros were able to tie it up, and then the Red Sox went ahead on a Steve Pearce home run, and then Boston put the hammer down late, scoring 5 runs in the 8th inning, including the Jackie Bradley Jr. grand slam. Benintendi 3 hits in this ALCS. That's a roller, and Gonzalez gloves, spins, and throws him out. Heck of a play for the game's first out. Betts to second base. You'll notice Jose Altuve not at second again tonight. He's in the DH role for the 2nd consecutive game. That is one of the reasons right there. He's been inhibited with a knee injury. Doesn't have the same kind of range as Gonzalez.
Well, you can see Martin Gonzalez with the Altuve play when he is healthy. Reaches far into that hole and almost in one motion turns around and fires a strike to Gurriel. Outstanding play.
Absolutely. Marwin Gonzalez has been in the outfield a lot this postseason. He is a familiar figure in the infield for Astros fans, but last night was his first ever postseason start at second base. Why would you when you have the great Altuve, the MVP from a year ago? But Altuve's dinged up, and so Gonzalez gets the call. Here's J.D. Martinez now, runner at second in Betts. Scoring chance right away for Boston in this first inning. And a good sign for Charlie Morton, landing the curveball early.
It's interesting when you watch JD Martinez hit. He visualizes what he wants to do. Once he gets in the box and gets locked in, watch his right index finger. It'll stay off the bat. Why does he do that? You don't want to grind the bat into sawdust. Have it really nice and light in your hands.
JD Martinez drove in a run in the first inning yesterday. Had a double down the right field line. Was 1 for 4. That was his first hit in this ALCS. He hit a 3-run home run in his first at bat of the postseason this year. That was against the Yankees at Fenway Park. The American League's top run producer this season. He drove in 130 runs, signing a multi-year deal with Boston. He was a star for the Arizona Diamondbacks last year, traded from the Tigers to Arizona, helped them into the postseason. And he is trying to be that run producer in this ALCS. Good start for him yesterday with that RBI hit. A look at those loose hands. And a spinner misses from Morton.
That's a good shot by our director, Matt Lipp. What they're doing there, what Martinez does with that right index finger off the bat, that's how he eases his tension when he's up at the plate. Everyone does it a different way.
Takes a strike. Another breaking ball in there for Morton. There is a lot to cover with Charlie Morton on the velocity readings. Those breaking balls, Ron, in the upper 70s, mid 70s even if he wants to. And then that fastball that rides mid to upper 90s.
20-mile-an-hour difference. That one buckled Martinez.
Crowd's in it early. Runner at second bets, and Martinez spoils one foul. Just got a piece. That one a little bit off the plate, and he's got Martinez swinging.
You know, Brian, in this ALCS, you don't have to be a genius to know the game plan of the Houston pitchers against JD Martinez. They are just spinning the ball as often as they can.
Here's a 3-2, and it's outside ball 4. JD Martinez draws the walk, first and second with one away.
Another good at bat by JD Martinez. Was able to foul off that most difficult 3-2 slider and then eyeballed that fastball that just missed.
It's an embarrassment of riches for the Astros that Charlie Morton would be their number 4 starter. He was an all-star this season, first time all-star, but because Houston swept Cleveland, Morton didn't get a start. Then they started over with Verlander and Garrett Cole and Dallas Keuchel. So pushed back to this day, game 4 of the ALCS. Xander Bogaerts takes a strike. So what has Charlie Morton been doing all of this time? Been preparing for potential starts that have not come. There's been excessive bullpen sessions, aggressive side sessions where you're in almost like a simulated mode, trying to imagine hitters.
The only 2 numbers that jump out at you in 167 innings, 64 walks, that's way too many, and 18 home runs allowed by Charlie Morton.
No balls and a strike on Bogaerts, and that one's in there for a strike. 95 on the black, and it's 0-2.
If he has that pitch, it's almost impossible to hit. It starts about 6 inches off the corner and ends up right on the corner of the plate.
To the count, and that gets by Maldonado. Both runners will advance. Martin Maldonado did not start yesterday. Brian McCann was the catcher for the Astros with Keuchel on the mound. Maldonado had a rough game 2 behind the plate and flat out misses this one. This is normally a play that Maldonado makes with ease.
I mean, it's supposed to be a fastball inside. It's on the other side of the plate, but Maldonado, we sung his praises before game 1. He's had a tough series.
They score that as a wild pitch. And runners at second and third. Maldonado on his way to the mound to have a chat with Morton.
I mean, Correa comes in just in case his pitcher and catcher are trying to change the signs already, with J.D. Martinez now on second base.
And this was what we were talking about as we started the game here. By the way, Maldonado working hard before the game. That's a daily routine for him, but knowing there's a little more pressure on blocking balls, framing pitches. There's been an epidemic of wild pitches and pass balls in this postseason this year. And Maldonado has not escaped that part of it either, as good as he is, with McCann watching. Infield creeps halfway in. Might try to cut down a run.
You notice a lot of pitchers are starting their pitch even though there's time called up by the umpire. The crowd is so loud. Usually you can hear the umpire say time. You can't in the postseason.
Bogarts, a swing and a miss. Down he goes. That's a big strikeout early for Charlie Morton. High stress pitches in this first inning and gets the strikeout. Runners remain at second and third for Boston.
Well, Xander Bogaerts is one of the best hitters in the American League with 2 strikes. He's one of the best hitters in baseball at getting the runner in from third. He does neither in that at bat against Morton.
He led the American League in RBIs with 2 strikes this year, had 49 of them, had a triple-digit RBI year. So Bogaerts is gone, out number 2, and that brings up Rafael Devers. We gave you the numbers on the Red Sox with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. They have been terrific. Rafael Devers had a hit yesterday, 1 for 1. He drew a walk, entered the game in the middle of the game for Nunez. Has 3 hits in this championship series with 3 runs scored and that RBI. And it's quickly 0-2.
Maldonado wasn't sure if that was a foul ball. He went after it like it was a pass ball, a wild pitch. That's because he was crossed up. It's nice to use all these digital signs and multiple signs, but not if anyone can't read them.
No balls, 2 strikes. Devers in the air, left center field. It is down, a base hit. Betts is in to score. Martinez will score. And the Red Sox strike first again. Rafael Devers with a 2 RBI single, and it's 2-0 Boston right out of the gates.
Well, just like yesterday, the Red Sox put 2 points up on the board early. They're 5-0 in the postseason when they score first. And Devers, think about how he's come on. 0-5 to start this postseason. He's now 10 for his last 18.
And now Boston with 11 2-out RBIs. There's a bouncing ball off the bat of Steve Pearce on the first pitch. He is retired and the inning is over. Boston starts it just the way they want. A 2 spot on the board. Now Rick Porcello on the mound for the Sox. Now it's the Houston Astros coming up against Rick Porcello, and Ron, right away you notice a major shakeup in A.J. Hinch's batting order.
I mean, George Springer has been the leadoff hitter for this team for well over 2 years. They're switching it up for many reasons. 1, they want to see if the Red Sox will pitch Bregman different as the leadoff hitter. 2, will he get more fastballs to hit? 3, Springer's behind him to protect him. 4, Kemp's in the 9th spot. Maybe he's going to have more people on base.
It is a significant lineup change for the Astros, facing Rick Porcello with Bregman leading off. Now Bregman has led off this year 12 occasions during the regular season. He led off. His last time in the top spot was August 22nd. What is noteworthy is the fact that George Springer, when he has been available to start, he is the leadoff man. You mentioned over 2 years. There's a bouncer out to short. The shift was on, and that's Bogaerts who takes care of Bregman for out number 1. Talk us through Rick Porcello. We've seen him in a starting role. We've seen him in a relief role already in this postseason. He's been excellent all across the board.
You know, his last 2 postseasons have not been good. Just the opposite for the Red Sox this year. You see his win numbers are great. 2016 is Cy Young year when he won 22. But it's also been his 2 innings in relief in this postseason that have been excellent as well.
He's 29 years of age. Now Springer drives one right center field, and that's down, a base hit. Jackie Bradley Jr. cuts it off. George Springer, he's already found a home in the 2 spot in the order. On the first pitch, he singles to right center. And with 1 away, the Astros have a man on. And Altuve coming up to face Porcello. Let's check in with Lauren. She's got more on Rick Porcello.
Well, Alex Cora said one of his goals was to get former Red Sox to help out the current team. Rick Porcello requested the help of sinker baller Derek Lowe, who had 176 wins over 17 years. They talked about where to position on the rubber, also a lot about the grip of the baseball, what it takes to throw a sinker and execute it. Because it's a contact pitch, you're going to give up hits, but Lowe helped Porcello be more aggressive in the bottom of the zone.
Working from the first base side of the rubber, and there's a lot of comps between Porcello and Charlie Morton, 2 guys that made a name for themselves to, let's call them, slightly above average results earlier in their careers as sinker ball slider pitchers. Now both will challenge up in the strike zone, and a lot more curveballs from these 2 pitchers.
They've adjusted to the game.
Jose Altuve, and he takes a strike. By the way, that base hit by George Springer extends his hitting streak in the postseason to 13 consecutive games. He continues to add to an already impressive mark for the Astros as their franchise leader in that category. 13 in a row in the postseason for Springer. This time does it out of the number 2 spot in the batting order. Altuve slides down to the 3 hole today, and he is again the designated hitter. 6 times during the regular season he was the DH. In the American League, a lot of managers call that a half a day off. But Altuve, it is a necessity right now with the bulky right knee.
2 hits in yesterday's game, 2 runs scored.
Altuve, right field, back there, bats at the track, he leaps, and it is out. It's off a fan. No, they're saying off of bats. It is in play. They may be calling it interference. I'm trying to get a read on the right field umpire here. Joe West made a couple of calls.
One, it was an amazing leap by Mookie Betts. We're going to see whether it hit in his glove or it hit a fan's hand. That will be the big issue. Mookie with the jump, he had it measured. It looked like he was going to catch it, and he gets stopped from catching it from the hand of the fan. The fan closed his glove, closed Mookie Betts' glove prematurely because it pushed up against the leather.
The call from Joe West, the crew chief, right away stuck his arm up in the air as if to say home run, but then started pointing at his wrist. If a spectator interference clearly prevents a fielder from catching a fly ball, the umpire can declare the batter out. And I think at the end of all of that on the field, Joe West raised his thumb. I'm trying to make all of this out quickly, but there was a signal to the fan. There was a tap on his wrist. Then there was an out call. As we take a look at this replay review, powered by Mitel.
In my opinion, Mookie Betts, was going to catch this baseball. As he went up for it, he had it measured, watched the fan's hand close the leather of his glove prematurely. His glove is exactly where the ball is. I don't know if he'd hold on to it, but he was in the proper vicinity.
Falls under the jurisdiction of intentional interference by a fan.
That wall is only 7 feet tall there. It's one of the parts of this ballpark that you always have an issue. See, he said, Mookie's saying, it closed my glove.
Closed my gloves. So what's important here is what the call on the field was. And just based on the hand signals by Joe West, it is out. It is an out.
Yes.
I'm meaning a called out on the fan interference. I believe it was a little odd, and I know there's a lot going on. Joe ran through about 3 signals all at once. You're trying to establish a ruling on the field first, then you go to replay to either overturn or confirm the call, or the call could stand, I suppose.
It was not the most convincing of calls.
Well, it's a tough call for him, no question. I give him credit for at least initially tapping on his palm, talking about the umpire now, as if you knew there was some kind of interference at that point. And now you try to determine, was it still in the field of play? Is Betts leaping over above and out into the fan area, meaning to say not a Jeffrey Mayer situation here. A fan, did he reach out over the fence into the field of play? These are all up for debate right now, and what they are looking at in Chelsea, New York at the replay center.
Mookie is such an amazing athlete. He got so incredibly high and so deep that his glove might have been in the first row of play. Did they reach over that yellow line into the field of play, or is Mookie over the field of play into the stands?
Now that's the
question.
Alex Cora saw it right away, as did Carlos Feblis. Betts was pleading his case.
This is the toughest call they'll ever have in Chelsea.
It's a tough one. It is, because Jose Altuve is looking at a potential 2-run home run here. So the rule states if a spectator reaches out onto the playing field side of a fence to prevent a fielder from catching a ball, batsman should be called out. And out is the call. Wow. Wow. Boy, does this game ever start with some controversy. That is a tough call to make by an umpire.
And you know, AJ is arguing that the ball was out of the field of play, that it was a home run, that Betts' glove was in the first row. Of course, Betts and the Red Sox think differently. As far as inventory is concerned, for AJ Hinch and the Astros, George Springer goes back to first.
And that argument AJ Hinch is trying to make, he's run out of words. Says let's play on. That is a huge break for Boston, a very tough break for Altuve. It all has to do with that barrier, that line down the fence. Did he cross over or not? And they have determined that the fan did and prevented Betts from making that catch. So place the runner back at first base, the base from which he started. Springer at first. Altuve is out. You attribute the out to Mookie Betts, and there are 2 outs right now with Marwin Gonzalez coming up. And that hit him. That hits Gonzalez, and now it's first and second.
So Porcello has been so sharp in the postseason, not sharp at all here in the first inning. breaking ball, supposed to be away, hits him in the front foot.
.16 hit by pitch. He and Charlie Morton tied for the most in the American League. And now Yuli Gurriel. His crowd is riled up. And a breaking ball misses down and away.
Gurriel has been a big part of this story. Why? He has struggled, other than the 3-run home run he hit in Boston, to protect Bregman. It's one of the reasons Bregman led off today.
2 outs, first and second. Porcello deals, and it's down and away. So let me tie all this up, okay? Because we just got word from Major League Baseball. And what's important here is there are 3 calls on a replay. You can have it overturned. It can be the call stands, or the call is confirmed. And those words give you exactly what the call was on the field. They say the call stands. Not enough evidence to overturn. So Joe West made the call on the field with those hand signals that it was fan interference. Therefore, not enough evidence to overturn. They did not have a definitive look. This is coming from Major League Baseball. Okay. So the call stands, and it is an out instead of a 2-run home run. And through all of that language, a huge moment in the first inning. There's a strike on a 3-0 pitch.
Only the supreme athleticism of Betts, or you would have had a moot story.
Well, and the flip side of that, if Joe West circles his finger in the air, it probably stays that way as a 2-run home run, because there would be no evidence to overturn in that case. So either way, how it's called on the field matters. Even with replay, it matters. Josh Reddick waits to hit next. Yuli Gurriel has been hitting behind Alex Bregman. He's just 2 for 17 with men on base in this postseason. Astros would love to get him going, and he hits that one in the air to right field. Much easier chance for Mookie Betts. Boy, fireworks in the bottom of the first. And Altuve, thinking he had a 2-run homer. Betts pulls it back. Fan interference. Out is the call. Still 2-0 Boston. Bleacher Report gives you the moments that matter faster. Download the BR app today. Still riled up here at Minute Maid Park. They have reason to be riled up. And now Brock Holt on the first pitch, sliding to a stop. Vintage Roberto Alomar. Marwin Gonzalez makes a play. By the way, I know I keep saying I'm going to wrap it up, but we did have a down the wall angle. Unfortunately, the security guard here leans out over and blocks
the camera view down the line. You know, I said it. I believe. Do I believe Mookie Betts went into the stands to bring that ball back? Absolutely. But the call on the play was that he was interfered with. They stayed with that.
As a break for the Red Sox. As a bad break for Houston. Christian Vasquez takes a ball down and away. Doesn't diminish the athleticism and the talents of Mookie Betts defensively.
Well, but the replay, always its intent is to get it right. And sometimes it doesn't.
They had no chance. One ball, one strike, and it's outside for a ball. 2-1. Charlie Morton begins his second inning, giving up the 2 runs in the first inning, a 2-out, 2 RBI single by Rafael Devers. And a little handle shot. Oh, they're going to let a pitcher catch a pop-up.
Of course they are.
And there is out number 2. Altuve in disbelief in that Astros dugout.
Only get to put this in my scorecard a half dozen times a year. Pop up to 1.
Yeah, pitchers aren't normally allowed to touch the baseball after they release it if it's in the air. How about last night? Jackie Bradley Jr. back-to-back games with bases loaded, had a 3 RBI double in game 2, game 3 grand slam, 7 RBIs in his last 2 LCS games.
It was an interesting story regarding that home run. Roberto Osuna said he would throw that pitch 100 times again. It's the pitch that he always got Jackie Bradley Jr. out when he was in Toronto. But Jackie Bradley Jr. changed something in his swing and has been able to get to that high velocity pitch upstairs. Osuna did not know that.
With Mookie Betts on deck. All 7 of Bradley's RBIs the last 2 games have come with 2 outs. And did he go? He did not. Third base umpire Bill Miller. And the count 2-2. Jackie Bradley Jr. got off to a slow start offensively in the first half, but he has been an excellent hitter and a big contributor in the second half. It shows up in some of the deeper analytic numbers. His well hit average is among league leaders, hitting balls 95 miles an hour or harder in the second half. And
Alex Cora told us that he unplugged him in the middle of the year. Took him out of the lineup for 5 or 6 days just to work on his batting stroke.
And then he started to see the results, started to find the barrel a little bit more. Interesting, he went to a toe tap initially and then kind of eased back into this leg kick, and Alex Cora asked him, what are you doing that for? You're going well. He goes, no, I got it. And he's had a great second half. So it makes sense that Roberto Osuna, who had seen a lot of him, especially early, would feel like he had a window in there, which he did not have last night. And Morton is trying to hit that window as well. Bradley able to take, and it's 3-2 with 2 away. The payoff spoils another one foul. You mentioned in our open today about Charlie Morton and the fact that he might not be a traditional starter today. You talked about maybe a short start because of the layoff that he's had. What do you think?
Well, 4 innings pitched in the last 31 days. It's hard to keep your command.
And there's ball 4.
It's not only that, for a manager, a lot of what you do in September is to build yourself up for the postseason. What happens when you don't pitch? There's none of that work, exercise, use of that right arm to be ready to go deep into games.
A.J. Hinch used the phrase cliff diving. It can go fast. He can fall off that cliff fast, especially with the inactivity. And with the Astros down in this series, losing the last 2 games, you might see an earlier hook than normal during a regular season setting. Back to the top of the order. Betts was hit by a pitch. First curveball Morton threw, he hit him in the thigh. Morton was so good for the Astros last year, especially in the postseason and especially in his moment in the sun in the World Series. It's the last 4 innings. That World Series game, he was so great finishing off game 7. Betts sends it high in the air to center field. That's going to stay up there for Springer. And Morton with a scoreless inning. To the bottom of the second, the Astros are coming to bat. Rick Porcello back on the mound. Hey Google, how many World Series titles have the Astros won?
1. The Houston Astros won the World Series in 2017.
And the Astros trying to do something for the first time in nearly 20 years. Got to go back to the Yankees of the late 90s, who won 3 in a row, winning back-to-back World Series titles. Houston did make it to a World Series in '05. They were a member of the National League back then, and lost in that World Series to the Chicago White Sox. Rick Porcello back to work, and Reddick goes down the line. That is a fair ball. Extra bases for Reddick. Just his second hit of the ALCS. It's a leadoff double here in the second.
Well, Josh Reddick had a solo home run in game 1 in the 9th inning. Good hitting here on a fastball upstairs from Porcello. Hits it down that left field line and keeps it fair. Big reactions from the bench for the Astros.
Second hit for Houston. And here is Correa. Back in the 7th spot in the batting order once again tonight. He's been there this entire ALCS. Hit there in the final game of the division series against the Indians. He's 3 for 11 in this series. Had a hit last night in 4 tries. The former Rookie of the Year, who's been dealing with back problems this year, but declared himself 100%, at least defensively, and didn't feel he was so inhibited at the plate prior to this postseason. Missed 6.5 weeks from June to August with that balky back. Reddick the runner at second, and Correa takes a strike.
Well, Correa thought this ball was down. Mark Carlson, the home plate umpire, calls it for a strike right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Correa had his struggles with runners in scoring position this year. Hit just 137 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, but a lot of that has to do with the back injuries. A much different player now that he is in the mix and as healthy as he has been since the early summer. And he shoots that one foul. That back injury sapped a little bit of his power, but then he hit a home run in game 3 in Cleveland. Had been 0 for 9 in the postseason until he launched one out, a 3-run home run, what turned out to be his last at bat, and then that carried him into this league championship series. Porcello deals, and a base hit. Reddick got a late start, had to make sure it went through. They're going to send him home, and the throw is cut off. It is an RBI for Correa. Astros are on the board. 2-1 Boston as Carlos Correa with an RBI single.
Well, good hitting by Correa on the breaking ball from Porcello. Pulls it in the hole. Notice the left fielder, Benintendi. He plays way off the line, not the standard left field. So a ball that, if you were playing standard left field, Reddick does not score in this baseball because you're shaded into the left center field gap. Gary Pettis can send Josh Reddick.
And the Astros are on the board, getting production from the bottom of their order. Correa at first for Martin Maldonado. Back-to-back hits to start the second. Maldonado had a double at Fenway. That was in game 1, 1 for 6. started the first 2 games and bunts one in the air. Vasquez makes the play for out number 1. Trying to sacrifice the runner to second, ends up as an easy pop out to the catcher.
You can see that fan's reaction. It's part of the game that you never see anymore. So when a position player pops up a bunt, you get that kind of reaction. Nice play by Vasquez. Quick as a cat.
So the first out, and that'll bring up Tony Kemp. Kemp gets his second consecutive start in left field with Altuve in as the DH. Normally Kemp and Tyler White share the designated hitter duties. It's a DH platoon for AJ Hinch, but needing Altuve's bat in there, trying to protect him from the field. Altuve has that spot the last 2 games, and Kemp has played left field. Now he's a below average outfielder by all accounts. However, last night made the catch of the series so far, leaping up against the wall and pulling down one that saved 2 runs.
No fans to mess with on the left field wall.
Just a hand operated scoreboard out there. Kemp slices one of the seats. This catch was much talked about during and after the game. Ball was traveling well. Kemp even said traveling better to left than he thought. He reaches up and makes the catch. Red Sox felt it hit the wall first, grazed the wall coming down. It was such a towering fly ball and then came into the glove. Kemp fights one off foul. Pierce would be denied on that occasion, but he hit a big home run that got a little washed over with the Jackie Bradley Jr. Grand Slam. It was Pierce's home run that gave him the lead last night.
His first home run ever in the postseason.
One ball, 2 strikes on Tony Kemp. Correa the runner at first. And he got him. A strikeout for Porcello. Out number 2. First strikeout for Rick Porcello.
Sometimes you win with stuff. Sometimes you win with execution. This was both for Porcello. Up in the strike zone, 4-seamer right into the glove of Vasquez.
It's a pitcher who spent his entire pitching life being told to keep the ball down until the last few years. And he's found that sweet spot, trying to get ahead of the launch angle revolution. Now it's Bregman. Runner at first. Bregman grounded to short his first time up. Bregman has 2 hits in this LCS. But he's been on base with 7 walks and those 2 hits and was hit by a pitch. He's been out there a ton. They've been working around him. Alex Cora basically said as much in a press conference that Alex Bregman's not going to be the one that beats us. And he hasn't been chasing, so he's been drawing the walks. 7 walks in the first 3 games. So AJ Hinch has a counter for his former bench coach, moving Bregman into the leadoff spot and hoping he would have some at-bats with men on base, especially a runner at first base, where Porcello has to challenge him. He does so. Up the middle, got a shift on. Holt is there, and Porcello gets through the Astros' second inning. Houston scores a run. RBI single from Carlos Correa. 2-1 Boston. The #1 app for live baseball. It's the only place to get it all. Live radio feeds, video highlights, pitch tracking, StatCast, and much more. Download MLB At Bat today. Andrew Benintendi will lead off for Boston. We go to the 3rd inning. Charlie Morton back to work. Benintendi grounded to second base his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 2-1 our score. The Red Sox with 2 in the first. Astros just scored on a Correa RBI. Alex Cora has seen his team deliver offensively in this postseason and deliver with 2 outs. That 2 RBI hit by Devers in the first inning came with 2 outs. Two balls and a strike. And it goes to 3-1. Boston has been terrific on the road. They won the last 2 games of their division series on the road at Yankee Stadium, then won yesterday. 3 wins in a row. Benintendi gets into that one. Deep center field. Long run for Springer. That one's got a chance. And this one's off the top of the wall. That one's in play. And it'll be a double for Andrew Benintendi. He missed a home run by inches. Leadoff double for Andrew Benintendi.
Well, Charlie Morton with the 2-1 curveball got it to 3-1, had to come in to Benintendi, and he did not miss it. He thought off the bat he had a home run deep here in center field off the yellow line.
Got to clear the yellow line. Hits the yellow line. It's in play. Missed it by a couple of inches from going out. And a runner at second base for J.D. Martinez. The Astros bullpen starting to stir here in this 3rd inning.
The key to this game start for Charlie Morton is the endurance factor of not pitching and now being asked to pitch here into his 3rd inning.
17 days between starts.
4 innings pitched in his last 31 days.
I had a bit of a shoulder problem. They shut him down and then just didn't have a lot of time in September to ramp him back up once again. Astros have Josh James starting to get loose in the bullpen, and now Brent Strom, the Astros pitching coach, is on his way out, maybe to buy a little time for James. That throw you saw was the first one for James. He's going to need at least a batter to get ready, maybe 2 batters. Big play if you're just joining us. Bottom of the 1st inning. Jose Altuve drives one to right. Looks like a 2-run homer. Looks like maybe a miraculous catch. We'll never know. It was called fan interference by the right field umpire Joe West. And then they went to replay and they said the call stands. Positioning of the outfield umpires is a factor in the postseason. There are 6 umpires in postseason games.
I'm asked all the time why the umpires in the outfield aren't deeper, and the reason is because on a home run call, the ball, fair or foul, impossible to do it when you're underneath the foul pole. In that instance, he would have had a better view of the Mets' play, but that's why they're positioned where they're positioned.
And that was not a challenge, by the way, if you're keeping the official manager challenges scorebook at home. That was a boundary call, so that is a crew chief review. Still have 2. You get an extra challenge in the postseason, each manager. The crew chief, Joe West, busy guy tonight, right into the fire in the 1st inning. Three balls and a strike on J.D. Martinez. I think what's interesting about that play, depending on what side of the fence you're on, if you're an Astros fan, you say, you cost us a 2-run home run.
Right.
If you're a Red Sox fan, you say, you cost us or denied us one of the great catches in the postseason so far. That was flying into the stands. but it did look like he reached back in. There's a strike. "46 pitches, stress pitches in the first inning, giving up a leadoff double here in the third. Morton's velocity looks like it's down a couple of ticks compared to the regular season, but a breaking ball gets the swing and a miss. That was right down the middle, but it's 79 miles an hour. Martinez out in front of it, and it's a strikeout for Charlie Morton, his second K.
JD Martinez got fastballs on the 3-0 and 3-1 count, took him, and on the 3-2 count he gets the breaking ball and swings through it.
Benintendi still at second base as Martinez strikes out, and now Morton will face Xander Bogaerts. So that fastball at 94. Charlie Morton, when he's on his A game, he's riding 96, 97. That was right down the middle. Could see a lot of curveballs now. No balls and a strike. Very similar to the Chris Sale story, right? A pitcher with shoulder problems, had to shut him down in September. You try to ramp him back up. Postseason pitches, innings, so much more stressful than regular season pitches and innings.
It's very difficult to do, and for pitchers, sometimes it's almost hard to let it go when you've had an injury that kept you off the mound.
Right off the end of the bat, that slow curve. And letting it go is something that Charlie Morton has done to change his career arc. There was a day with the Pirates, his pitching style was an exact replica of Roy Halladay, the late Roy Halladay. He looked just like him, going for more command and movement. As he's come here to Houston, he has let it go more, and thus the spike in velocity.
Astros had 4 pitchers this year with over 200 strikeouts. Against Morton, Bogaerts' career is 7 for 15 with a couple of home runs. Cole and Verlander had over 250.
Now Morton with 201. He won 15 games, 10th in the league in wins. He was 7th in ERA. He made 30 starts. Runner at second with 1 away, and that gets away from Maldonado. Over to third base goes Benintendi. That is significant with 1 away. A lot of ways to score a run without benefit of a hit.
This again is another play about Maldonado. That to me, they'll call it a wild pitch, but it should be a pass ball. Watch the backhand. Instead of going down to block the pitch, he tried to backhand the play. Just can't do that as a catcher.
Is there such a thing as yips for a catcher?
I think
because we're seeing it all over.
If you call a breaking ball, you have to anticipate the ball is going to be in the dirt.
Changes the setup defensively for Houston with the infield in now. Runner at third, 1 out, 3-2 pitch on the ground. That is a fair ball. In to score Benintendi. It hits the side wall. On his way to second goes Bogaerts. He is in with an RBI double. Boston gets the run right back. It's 3-1 Red Sox. And A.J. Hinch is on his way to the mound. That's going to be the end of the line for Charlie Morton. So Morton will exit. The Astros starter is out. Bogaerts sends him to the clubhouse. Pitching change early for Houston. 1 away in the third inning. One of the great two-strike run producers in the American League, and he does it here on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, hanging breaking ball that he hits right down the line. After the wild pitch, Benintendi scores easily, hits the jut out, comes out, but Kemp got on it quickly. A.J. Hinch not only came out to take out his pitcher, he gave a pretty big tongue lashing to his catcher Maldonado. A.J. Hinch, former catcher himself, he would know better than anyone.
And Maldonado, a Gold Glove Award winner a season ago with the Angels. He is out of character in this league championship series. So Josh James is on the mound. Rafael Devers will bat. And James, his first bullet from the bullpen is 101. Welcome to the game, Josh.
He's a great story, Brian. You'll get into it later, but as far as stuff is concerned, throws 100 plus as you saw there, and has an outstanding changeup. That's why he was brought in to face the left-handed Devers.
And Devers starting that swing early, comes up empty. Another triple-digit fastball by James. Isn't it funny that Alex Cora told us before the series, comparing Devers to Nunez, that we like Nunez over Devers with high velocity. But the one thing you think about with Devers is him turning around Aroldis Chapman last year on a triple-digit fastball as a rookie.
102. There's never been more high velocity arms in the game than there is today.
Devers had a base hit against James. Game 2 of this ALCS. That came in the 8th inning as Boston was adding on. And he fouls that one away. It was late. Another one at 102. Wow.
You have to be careful if you're James. It's a good idea to throw a changeup here, but it's got to be in the dirt. Only because Devers has been so late, you'll only speed up your bat if you throw a changeup for a strike.
James was a pitcher first with low velocity on the fastball. Had to use his breaking stuff, his changeup. Kind of worked on the craft of pitching, then developed that big fastball. A huge spike in the fastball and a strikeout. He goes back to the heat. Yeah, Nolan Ryan, the Ryan Express. He likes that. Well, if someone steals a base this World Series, Taco Bell's letting all of America steal a free Doritos Locos Tacos. Second out of the inning, James, an impressive taco to strike out Rafael Devers. And his first batter face ends in a K. Here's Steve Pearce. If you didn't catch the story on James when he pitched in game 2, essentially it was a diagnosis of sleep apnea, which he did not know he had. He knew he had low energy, was pitching professionally, and then once that was discovered, he got the CPAP machine, changed his life, certainly changed his career path. Felt more energy to work out, felt more energy to strengthen that arm and that velocity, was able to get into some off-season workouts more regularly, and sure enough, as if he hit the lottery, he went from a 90-92 mile-an-hour fastball pitcher to a triple-digit fastball pitcher with all the skill of a pitcher who had to get by with breaking stuff to survive in the minor leagues. A September call-up. The 1-1. And it goes to 2 balls and a strike.
It's just like the opposite of how things usually happen. Usually guys come to the minor leagues armed with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and they have to learn the art, the craft of pitching. He learned that first, and then it came.
2-1 to Steve Pearce. A ground out to end the first inning after the Red Sox had scored twice. And that one misses. Big night for the South Carolina Gamecocks last night for the Red Sox. Both Steve Pearce and Jackie Bradley Jr. on the podium together. Had their South Carolina handshake all lined up yesterday. Pearce hit the go-ahead homer. Jackie Bradley Jr. with the haymaker. On the ground in the hole, diving Bregman. He's got it to his feet. The throw is low and dug out by Gurriel. Heck of a play. Both ends. Bregman to Gurriel. Bregman has put on a defensive clinic this postseason. You can add one more to the highlight reel. 3-1 Boston. Astros coming up. American League Championship Series is presented by the Google Assistant, an easier way to get things done with just your voice. Rick Porcello, New Jersey native, back on the mound. A high fly ball. Springer's watching this one. He knows he got it. And she's gone. Springer launches.
In this entire series, Springer has done a great job of hitting the ball up the middle and hitting the ball the other way. Staying inside the baseball is how you describe it. Long ball for Springer.
I'd say that two spot in the batting order is working out pretty well for George Springer. He's 2 for 2. Pops his first home run of this championship series. Gives him 5 RBIs now in the 4 games of this ALCS. Springer now with 9 home runs in his last 13 postseason games. He's at 11 total. Remarkable clutch performer when it counts the most. The World Series MVP from a year ago.
Hinch must have picked the right bat.
His manager, before every game, is tasked with picking the game bat for George Springer. That would not be in the job description of most managers. Sometimes he'll even shoot him a photo text. Which one, Skip? You're late.
Like, where are you? You and I were talking in between innings. I don't know if it's been the use, the relief, and starting. Porcello not sharp yet in this game.
Facing Altuve, and the pitch is low. So what have you seen with command, with velocity? Is it all of it?
I think it's all of it. I think his velocity is down, his command is down, his breaking ball is rolling, as opposed to being that sharp breaker that Rick usually has.
Former Cy Young Award winner Rick Porcello won it in 2016. Now Altuve, that's deep, way back. Benintendi on the run. It's off the top of the wall. Altuve cranks it up on his way to second. The tag. He's safe. And he's hobbled. He thought he'd hit one out. He's not running well anyway. As he turned first, thought it was headed for the Crawford boxes, then had to turn on the jets to make it to second. Just does beat the throw from Benintendi.
Caught a hanging breaking ball, got it a little off the end. It looked like off the bat it was going to be a home run. Kind of died and hit off the wall. You see him, he thought it was a home run, had to turn it on. Problem is, Benintendi has one of the best arms from left field throwing to second base as anyone in baseball.
They take a look at Altuve. That was played very well by Benintendi, even to have a chance at an out. Missed going out of here by just a couple of feet. It's the right knee that is injured, and right away on the pop-up slide knows He was in a little trouble, but he's going to remain. It's not the acceleration that bothers Altuve, it's the brakes, putting the brakes on. Stopping, sliding, turning. He's at second base. Nobody out. Marwin Gonzalez now, the switch hitter. Good smother by Vasquez.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Good anticipation by Vasquez. Knows that ball when it hits is going to kind of jump back to his left. So stayed kind of behind it and made a nice play.
Tying run at second base. A lot of action early in this game 4. That controversy. We've had near home runs. Springer launched one out of here to start this third inning. Benintendi and Altuve narrowly missing home runs. And now Vasquez on his way out. Anytime there's a runner at second, it just creates this storm of doubt and a bit of paranoia. Porcello gathers here. Deals to Gonzalez, and he tracks one in for a strike right at the bottom of the strike zone. And look at that Red Sox bullpen into scramble mode. That's Joe Kelly. That's the safe zone over there behind the chain link fence.
Exactly.
Not a great view, but going to be a bullpen game. Charlie Morton is out. Porcello maybe on the ropes, and a high fly ball foul, and misses all of the roof material up there. Simple rule here, as it is with in every dome stadium, a retractable roof. In every stadium other than in St. Petersburg at Tropicana Field. Basically, if the ball is in fair territory, you play it where it lands. If it lands in a glove, it's an out. If foul territory, it's foul, etc. If it hits one of those beams in foul territory, it's a dead ball. It happens every now and then. As Kelly gets ready in the bullpen. Altuve, the runner at second, and now the 1-2. High fly ball got in on the hands just enough, and Betts will make the play. Altuve's going to start, then stop. Look at the throw by Betts. One of the great throwing arms in the game. Well, a moment ago, before the fireworks, Lauren had a chance to catch up with Red Sox skipper Alex Cora.
Alex, I saw you and Mookie talking in the dugout after the first. What was said?
I mean, keep grinding the bats. You know, it looked like Charlie didn't have his fastball. We knew that he hasn't pitched in a while, so it was just a matter of keep grinding bats, putting good at bats, and see what happened.
Bogart's endeavors effective on 2 strikes. What makes you so successful in those spots?
I mean, we got guys that put the ball in play in an era that hitting 200 and hitting 40 home runs is acceptable. Our guys, you know, they take pride in putting the ball in play, and good things happen.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And our thanks to Alex Cora, giving us a few moments there as Yuli Gurriel fouls the first pitch away.
It was interesting. Alex told us yesterday about having a humble approach when you're up there hitting, and I think that's what the Red Sox do with 2 strikes. You see a lot of teams over the course of the summer. No 2-strike approach. Everyone wants to hit the ball 400 feet. With 2 strikes, the Red Sox have decided to put the ball in play.
The 0-1 little half swing, he goes, and it's 0-2 on Gurriel.
Gurriel 2 for 18 with men on in the postseason.
he might have as much to do with the lineup change tonight for the Astros than anyone. He's been at the plate with Bregman on base, often hitting behind him in the first 3 games of this ALCS. Drops him down into the 5 spot in the batting order tonight. His first time up, he had 2 on with 2 out, and he flew out to right field to end the inning. Red Sox lead by a run. Springer's home run got Houston within a run. Altuve with a double off the wall. And Porcello deals, and it's fouled away.
Dangerous pitch to throw. If you remember, one of those hits that Gurriel had with runners on base was a fastball up and away. He wrapped it around the pesky pole for a 3-run home run in Game 1.
And we'll do it again. Another 1-2 pitch. Popped him up. Big breaking ball. Foul territory. Vasquez slings the mask out of the way. And there is out number 2. Two gone for Porcello. Here comes Josh Reddick with Altuve still in scoring position. Back-to-back outs in the air by the Astros, Gonzalez and Gurriel, and Altuve has not been able to advance. Reddick hit a long home run at Fenway Park in Game 1. The former Red Sox, 3 years up and down major leagues, minor leagues, then traded to Oakland. Astros are his 4th team, and he was part of the group brought in to bring veteran presence to the dynamic young Astros prior to last season. He and Beltran and McCann. That one is going to fall. Base hit. Altuve around third, headed home. He will score. And Josh Reddick ties it at 3. It's an RBI single with 2 away. And Reddick is 2 for 2 tonight.
Well, we've seen every one of the pitches from Porcello put in play. This is a changeup hit for a base hit by Reddick. And Altuve, even with the limp, still scores the tie run.
Springer got it started with a home run. Reddick with 2 outs squares it at 3. And now it's Correa. Benintendi into the gap in left center. A lot of room down the left field line. That's where Correa's RBI single came, through the hole between third and short, allowing the first run to score. That one's in there for a strike.
Obviously, Joe Kelly has to be ready by now. He's been up for a couple of hitters. But Alex Cora decides to stay with Rick Porcello.
Oh, and 2 on Correa.
We've seen Porcello in his start and his 2 relief appearances have dynamic stuff, swing and miss stuff. Does not have that this evening.
Here's the 0-2. Never mind. Throw to first. You go from starter to reliever Back to starter. Changes the routine a little bit.
It does, but there's many games you go out there where you don't have your A game, and you got to kind of figure it out. That's what Porcello's trying to do as we watch.
Figure he's got one more batter. And a swing and a miss. Correa out in front of a sweeping breaking ball. That ends the inning, but it is a 2-run inning for Houston. It starts with George Springer, postseason clutch performer. It's 3-3 now. We go to the 4th. Coming right back here from Houston, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for Game 5 of the ALCS. Coverage starts at 7 with the MLB postseason pregame show on TBS, presented by the Chrysler Pacifica. Friday, 8:30 Eastern, it is FS1 in the National League Championship Series Game 6. Dodgers winning the last 2 in that series, and the Dodgers are a win away from returning to the World Series. Brock Holt facing Josh James as we start this 4th inning. And a roller to first base. Gurriel is right there. He'll take it himself. And there is out number 1. Lauren had a chance to catch up with A.J. Hinch just a moment ago.
AJ, what was Joe West's explanation of that play in the first?
Well, he just said that there was fan interference on the field, and my argument was more about the fact that the ball was leaving the yard. The trajectory was there. Jose paid kind of the ultimate price for something out of his control. I'm not sure if Mookie makes that catch, a great athlete, but how it's an assumed out is unbelievable.
Any updates on Altuve's knee?
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing great. I mean, we see him hobbling around. He's doing everything he can to stay on the field. Obviously, a couple big swings. He's going to hang in there.
Appreciate it.
You got it.
And our thanks to A.J. Hinch and the comments that obviously he felt like the call was wrong.
Yes.
I would argue that I think Betts makes that catch without the interference.
Well, he would have got his glove on it, just knowing what kind of player Mookie Betts is. He's a primetime player. You would think he probably is going to make that kind of catch. But I totally understand what A.J. Hinch is saying, and that is that how can you assume that he's going to make one of the greatest catches in the history of the game?
And the real question is, are the fans reaching out over that boundary, or is he going into? Did they prevent him in their space?
In my opinion, I think the ball was in the stands. So it denied the great play by Mookie Betts, but it doesn't really matter because Joe West, you can see his call. The call he made, there wasn't enough to overturn it.
Right.
So if he calls it a home run, it would have been a home run.
Right.
He called it fan interference. That's what it became.
That was not the Loch Ness Monster. We blew that up so you could see the call. As Vasquez strikes out, and James has 4 in a row retired now with a couple of Ks. So he has come on for Charlie Morton. He has put the lid back on the jar a little bit for the Astros. Meanwhile, the Stros with a couple of runs in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, these are situations where stars can be born. Mr. James so far answering the bell. Considering what we were talking about that happened to the Astros in the 1st inning, this could be quite a comeback by this Astros team that needs it.
Huffing and puffing on the mound. James feeling good and riding a triple-digit fastball. But he's not just a fastball pitcher. He's got the full complement. And look at that changeup. Yikes. 92-mile-an-hour changeup. Just dives down and away.
Oh, no chance changeup. 102 to 92.
And it's 0-2 on Jackie Bradley Jr. Got him. Whoa. He says he foul tipped it. Home plate umpire agrees. Hold your applause. At bat continues. James storms his way back to the mound.
The changeup again. I don't know. Didn't seem like any of the spin changed on the baseball.
It's not reviewable.
Not reviewable. I'd say no.
Jackie Bradley Jr. gets another swing. And the 0-2 Missed with it. Went back to the changeup. See Maldonado going to the scouting card. He keeps it in his back pocket.
Don't need a big scouting card for this young man.
Either option might be all right. Two now. Those foul tips like that, umpires use their ears as much as their eyes. I mean, you can't see that, but you hear the double tick, the tick of the bat, and then the glove. I can't imagine you could hear something like that with the crowd as loud as it is.
That's right.
2-2. Now it's full. Mookie Betts, one of the great fastball hitters in the game, waiting to hit next.
We saw Jackie Bradley Jr. hit a grand slam on high velocity last night. Does he get a fastball from James?
From 0-2 and a potential strikeout to a 3-2 pitch here with 2 away. And he missed. And it's ball 4. Jackie Bradley Jr. draws a walk.
Martin Maldonado is arguing that that ball hit the bat of Bradley and went into his glove.
And that is reviewable.
No, not even close. Wrong call by Maldonado.
It's a base runner with 2 away. And now back to the top of the order, Mookie Betts.
I think if you're this crowd, you feel like every call is going against your home team.
There he goes. Throw to second base on the bag. The tag. He's out. What a throw. A little redemption for Maldonado, the Gold Glover from a year ago. Fires a strike right on the bag. Out is the call. Inning over. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services.
Well, we've been bragging about Maldonado's arm, and you can see the arm strength, the command of that throw. James has thrown it in 100. Maldonado looks like he's thrown it out 100. Perfect throw. The only throw that would have caught Bradley there.
Nearly 87 miles an hour from a squat. 1.97 the pop time there from the time it hits the catcher's glove to the infielder's glove. That's exceptional. And Maldonado leads off, and on the first pitch he bounces over to third base. Devers makes the play for out number 1. So Rick Porcello now carries a burden here in the 4th. There was activity in the bullpen with Joe Kelly last inning. He was probably a batter away from being taken out, but he retired Correa. You wonder if Alex Cora would let him face Alex Bregman, who is currently on deck. Porcello has Tony Kemp now, the 9th place hitter. The changeup grip and throws a strike with it. Kemp is part of the process for A.J. Hinch with Bregman leading off. So you get Bregman out of a spot where he's not protected. You got Springer behind him, and then he likes Kemp. He feels like he's a high on base percentage batter. He sees a lot of pitches, hoping for a runner on when Bregman comes up to minimize the opportunities. He's turning on this one. That's got a chance down the line. It is a fair ball and a home run, and the Astros lead. Tony Kemp goes deep. First career postseason home run for Tony Kemp. Another little guy in this Astros lineup with some pop. And the Astros are ahead 4-3. And now it's Bregman. Porcello will stay.
Kemp just gets a little cutter, slider, not a good pitch by Porcello. Just keeps it fair and just drops it over the fence.
325 feet down that right field line. Tony Kemp, who had 6 home runs in the regular season, has his first career postseason homer. Porcello gets ahead of Bregman 0-2.
That call in the first inning against Jose Altuve could have knocked this Astros team out. Instead, it's woke them up.
Red Sox scored 2 in the first. Astros got 1 in the second. Red Sox got 1 right back in the third. And after tying it up with 2 in the bottom of the third, Tony Kemp gives Houston the lead. Maybe Hinch's plan was to have Kemp at first base as much as he can with Bregman, but he'll take a trip around the bases.
Yes, he will.
And the 1-2. Bregman lays off this time. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Bregman's 0 for 3. But before him, Tony Kemp, just enough. A wall scraper to give Houston a lead.
A great catch in last night's game, and tonight 323 feet. Just enough.
Here's Springer now. Batting with 2 away. He hit a home run to right his last time up. Porcello got as many swings and misses against Alex Bregman than he had this entire game. Oh, big cut by Springer. And a tough place for Porcello to pitch, Minute Maid Park. He has now allowed 7 home runs in his career in this venue in 24 innings only. 2 tonight.
Remember, this game is all about the Astros winning because they've got the big weapon in Game 5 with Justin Verlander. Alex Cora does not have that kind of weapon on his team.
Verlander and Garrett Cole as you get back around to the top of the Houston rotation. So while the Red Sox lead 2-1 in this series, tremendous urgency with those caliber of pitchers waiting. Three and one. Springer takes a ball on base for the 3rd time. A single, a home run, now a walk. And this 4th inning continues for the Red Sox. Vasquez on his way out to chat with Porcello. Kelly certainly is ready at this point. Dana Levangie, the pitching coach, is on his way.
Well, I think of all the managers in the postseason, Alex Cora is sticking with Porcello longer than any other manager. This is a postseason of quick hooks.
A.J. Hinch removing Charlie Morton from the game with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Lots of hugs, lots of smiles for Tony Kemp. What a moment for him. Altuve pulls one foul. That would be a swing on a pitch more apt for a wiffle ball game.
Altuve's ready to swing before he gets in the box.
Trying to hit it out in front. Extreme out front hitting. He just missed a home run in the third. Knocked it off the top of the wall in left field. And that gets away from Pierce. On his way is Springer. And he'll stop at second. An error to get Springer into scoring position.
Sloppy throw and a mistake by Porcello. Sidearms it over there. It runs away from Pierce. And good hustle by Springer.
Ripped his sock. Little raspberry for Springer. That one misses high to Altuve, and it's 1-1. Houston has scored runs in each of the last 3 innings. We are only in the bottom of the 4th. It has been a wild ride already. And the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, that's a throw over, and Springer's so quick. Just a tremendous big athlete.
Alex Cora letting it ride with Porcello with 2 outs in the 4th. A strike on the edge. Might have got a call there. 2-2 the count. It's a bit of a gamble here for Alex Cora, but we're so early in this game. Hoping Porcello can settle in or at least get through the 4th. Can't imagine he'd come out for the 5th with the middle of the order coming up. Kelly has thrown an entire game himself down there in the bullpen in a full lather. Altuve pops it up, had him out in front. Pierce back in the grass, and that will retire the side. But the Astros have taken the lead. The pride of Vanderbilt, Tony Kemp. First postseason home run gives the Astros a 4-3 lead after 4.
The postseason on TBS is brought to you by Google Assistant, an easier way to get things done with just your voice. And by Steal a Base, Steal a Taco, only at Taco Bell.
Here we go to the 5th inning. Mookie Betts, who is at the plate when Maldonado cut down Jackie Bradley Jr. in the 4th inning. He'll lead off this 5th. What a game so far. It has taken a while to get through 4 innings, but it has not been without some action, some controversy. Josh James has been able to hold the Red Sox down. He has now faced the minimum. He did walk Bradley Jr., but that caught stealing sends him to this 5th inning with 2 Ks. 5 batters faced.
His second appearance came in September against the Red Sox in relief. He went 2 2/3 and struck out 4 batters. More of the same tonight.
And starting to use the breaking ball now. And gets a strike in there on Mookie Betts. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Mookie Betts, if he doesn't have the quickest hands in the big leagues, he's up there among the elites. He can turn on a high velocity fastball with anyone. And the 1-2, and it's a changeup. So he counters that skill, and a beautiful changeup for a strikeout. That's his 3rd already. And let's send it down to Lauren Shahadi. What do you have, Lauren?
Well, we saw Tony Kemp wrap that home run around the right field foul pole. His friend Mookie Betts looking on. Mookie and Kemp played travel ball together. Betts committed to Tennessee in part because he thought he'd be blocked from playing time at Vandy by Kemp. They still talk weekly. Mookie might end up being MVP, but his old friend just came up with one of the biggest hits of the postseason.
These guys go way back, and that's a familiar ring. These players now, it's a different kind of age where travel ball puts the elite players together. So many connections, whether it be in travel ball growing up or college ball into the lower minor leagues with all the movement. And two Nashville guys performing on this big stage.
I think it's one of the reasons why you have so many players that are so good at such a young age. You know, if you think of how I grew up, you were the best player in your hamlet, your city, your town. Now you're playing against the best talent in the league.
Benintendi into left center field, and that's hit well. Gonna bounce at the base of the wall. And an opposite field double for Andrew Benintendi. It comes with one away, and now the Red Sox put the tying run in scoring position. Gives us a chance to look at our player history presented by Jim Beam. Drink smart. J.D. Martinez is coming up. Drafted, developed by the Astros, brought to the big leagues by the Astros in 2011. He and Altuve came up the same year. Was released prior to the 2014 season. And then Detroit, where he resurrected his career. Became a big-time run producer and home run hitter. And then that impressive window with the Arizona Diamondbacks last year that helped the Diamondbacks into the postseason, and now first year of a big contract with Boston. 958 OPS, combining the on base and the slugging since 2014. Remember, the year after he got released, second only to Mike Trout. That's how good he's been. Does damage, and he's late on that one. No balls and 2 strikes. The Corpus Christi Hooks, Double-A team in the Texas League. Altuve was 21 when he was there in 11. J.D. Martinez, the slimmed down version, was 23. And that was in the middle of a 106 loss season at the big league level in Houston, and those two arriving the same year. Altuve was declared as a franchise player, a cornerstone player to build around. J.D. Martinez was sent packing, and he said it defined who he is right now, getting released by the Astros. Tying run at second base, and Martinez pulls it on the ground. Correa's got a great arm. Throw is a hop, and safe is the call. Martinez sniffing that base hit, able to leg it out. A.J. Hinch wasting no time. He wants the umpires to look at this.
Deep in the hole, as deep as you can go, and then one hop throw. Good stretch by Gurriel. Is it in his glove before he touches the base? I think it is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
He'll be out at first.
Just by a fraction, and this one is going to go, it would appear, in favor of the Astros, who probably feel like they haven't gotten many calls to go their way tonight. This replay review is powered by Mitel. Calling umpire, the first base umpire, Chris Guccione. He's on the left. The crew chief is over, Joe West, and he will report the findings and the results from the replay center in Chelsea, New York.
It's going to happen quick.
Yep. And he's out. Overturned. And what a play by Correa, as it turns out to be a 6-3 putout on a long hop from the hole.
Well, the Astros finally get a call. Great stretch by Gurriel, and you can see from there Martinez just did not get that foot on the bag before it was in the webbing of Gurriel.
It's great camera work.
Yeah,
great
perfect
work by the truck and videotape. See things we've never seen over the last few years with the technology. And no security guard standing in the way of that shot either.
Yeah.
So it's Bogaerts now with 2 away. Benintendi still the runner at second base after a 1-out double. A shot up the middle and a base hit for Bogaerts. Benintendi around third. Throw comes home and he's safe. We're tied. Xander Bogaerts delivers again his second RBI hit. And it's 4-4 here in the 5th.
The Red Sox ability in this championship series to get hits with 2 outs and to drive in runs. Springer did everything perfect here. Charged it hard, made a perfect throw. Benintendi just had too much speed.
2-out RBIs for the Red Sox, now total 12. Xander Bogaerts delivers once again. Had a 1-out RBI in the 3rd. Drives in the tying run with 2 away and a swing and a miss by Devers. He was out in front. Bogaerts now with 3 runs batted in for this championship series, and that gives him 5 in the postseason.
Well, we've been critical of Maldonado's play early in this game, but that was an outstanding play on the changeup.
You think that throw will help his confidence, that caught stealing at second base?
He needed something.
.98 with a fastball that time. And a ball and 2 strikes on Devers. James is pitching in his 3rd inning. Got the final 2 outs in relief of Charlie Morton in the 3rd. Giving up his first run here in the 5th. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. 4 punch outs. 2 2/3. However, Bogaerts with an RBI single, and we're tied at 4. A performance presented by Jaguar. And how about Clayton Kershaw today? 7 strong, gives up 3 hits. He punched out 9 Brewers today. As the Dodgers had their ace, they won that 13-inning game late last night into the wee hours, knowing they had Kershaw going for Game 5, and now the Dodgers are a win away, going back to Miller Park as they resume that series on Friday night. 4-4 game here. Boston up 2-1 in this series. New pitcher for the Red Sox. Porcello is out. Joe Kelly finally makes his way to the game mound. Feels like he's been warming up for a while down in that bullpen.
Yeah, newly shorn Joe Kelly. He's appeared in 2 games in this series. Has given up an unearned run.
He's facing Marwin Gonzalez to start it, the cleanup hitter. Then it goes Gurriel and Reddick. Astros have out hit Boston 7-5. And there's a strike. 1-1. Now Kelly has shown flashes of greatness in this postseason. He was a late add to the postseason roster There was a lot of debate whether Kelly should be on or not. In the end, Alex Cora wanted the velocity. He wanted the stuff.
Talent plays.
In the postseason, you need as many pitchers as you can who can do that, get swings and misses. Kelly is one of those guys.
He's already thrown 3 pitches, his breaking ball, fastball, and changeup here to Gonzalez.
A bullpen game the rest of the way. Rick Porcello goes 4. Charlie Morton 2 1/3. Neither will factor in the decision. Swinging a foul tip or a foul ball. And it's 2-2. Kelly across 4 1/3 in the postseason this year for Boston. 3 games, no earned runs. It's only given up 2 hits. And another foul keeps it at 2-2.
I think if you're A.J. Hinch and you got only 2 1/3 innings pitched from your starter Charlie Morton, and you have a tie game here in the bottom of the 5th, you got to be happy with that.
Astros able to fight back and give Josh James a lot of credit. He did give up the run to tie the game in the top of this inning, but 2 2/3 for the big right-hander.
No one in the bullpen. Might be pushed further.
2-2. A roll over ground ball, takes a funny spin back fair, and Pierce will go to the bag for out number 1.
That's the 2nd time in this series, happened last night and tonight, that the ball down the line has jetted to the right of Pierce. See how it bounces back to his right? He thought that was going to be more down the line, but still makes the play.
And Gonzalez is retired. 1 away for Yuli Gurriel. That's on the ground up the middle, a base hit, wasting no time. Gurriel with a single, man on with 1 away, gives us a chance to hear from Casey Stern in our Atlanta studios. Hello, Casey. All right, Casey, thanks. Brewers fans will be anxious to get their team back. Miller Park will be rocking. The retractable roof stadium will feel and sound a lot like this one at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Dodgers take 2 of 3 on their home turf.
Wade Miley will have 1 day rest after pitching to 1 batter.
Back-to-back starts. I remember Zach Greinke did that in Milwaukee, but there was he had gotten ejected, and then there was an all-star break. I believe it was here.
Yeah.
At least the back end of it. Memory serves. Start back-to-back games. Kelly's 3rd appearance in the LCS.
Aaron throw, nice play by Pierce. And then hops over Gurriel.
And a tag in the ear for good measure.
Better than a spike.
Reddick is 2 for 2 tonight. Some high-octane relievers first out of the pens for these managers, and James and Kelly. Kelly has a triple-digit fastball in him as well. And a swing and a miss. Does that change of pace?
He's got a good feel for his changeup, though, tonight, especially against the lefties.
Thirty-year-old Joe Kelly came up in the Cardinals system, sent to Boston in 2014. Was a starter his first 3 seasons in Boston. He's been a reliever, full-time reliever the last 2. And a swing and a miss. Reddick strikes out for the second out of the inning. First time Boston has retired Josh Reddick tonight. And there are 2 away. A reminder, don't miss Emmy-nominated Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. All new tonight, immediately following MLB postseason coverage right here on TBS. Carlos Correa, fan favorite, will bat with 2 outs. Correa drove in a run in the second inning, had a single. That was the first run of the game for Houston. They answered a 2-run Boston first. Twice the Red Sox led by 2 runs.
Boy, Kelly's got some A+ stuff tonight.
And when he was coming up with the Cardinals, when he first arrived in the big leagues, you're thinking ace,
star.
This is a star starting pitcher, elite, front of the rotation guy. Just hasn't been able to lock in on the command with the stuff, but the stuff is there. Now, there was a situation the last time he was on the mound at Fenway. We talked to Alex Cora afterwards, about maybe walking a hitter or pitching around a hitter with a base open. And the situation would have loaded the bases, and Alex said, I'm just not comfortable putting Joe Kelly in that position with the bases loaded. You don't know about the command sometimes, but when he's throwing strikes, he'll get it on you in a hurry. There's a good block. On the run goes Gurriel. Throw to second. Not in time. Outstanding base running by Gurriel. Vasquez did all he could do there. As soon as it hit the dirt, Gurriel was on the move.
It's the dirt ball read, and if you're a runner, you're anticipating the ball in the dirt. If you're anticipating the ball in the dirt, it gives you an advantage. As soon as you see it, you're aggressive, take off. Vasquez did as much as he could, just better base running there by Gurriel.
And with a runner at second, and the fear of sign stealing at its pinnacle right now, a meeting at the mound.
I think at some point we're going to need a Nobel Prize winner to figure out these signs for pitchers and catchers in baseball.
You're an Ivy League grad. Why don't you come up with a system? We'll task you with that. Boston has 3 mound visits remaining, if you're into such things. Challenges and mound visits. Now Carlos Correa with a runner at second base. 2-2 the count. I mentioned earlier this was a spot Correa really struggled, but you have to take that with an asterisk through the regular season with the injured back. Doesn't totally absolve him. Had the second lowest batting average among regulars with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He hit just 137, but he's answered in the postseason. He's 2 for 4 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position in the postseason. Flicks that one foul into the seats.
Yeah, kind of a lost season, right, for a future star of the game.
We asked AJ Hinch what was the conversation like to have Carlos Correa move down to 6th in the batting order, which is what happened in September. He said no problem. He knows he's struggling. He knows he's trying to get the timing back. The back's been an issue. And now suddenly the Astros have a major weapon down here in the bottom third of the order. He's been hitting 7th the last 5 games. And there's a ground ball through. Base hit. Gurriel is coming home. Throw from Benintendi, not in time. And Correa delivers. Astros are back on top as Carlos Correa with his 2nd hit and his 2nd RBI of the game.
Well, you called it, Brian. You said he's been delivering in the postseason, almost wipes away his lost season. A breaking pitch that stays up. He finds the hole. And Gurriel, who went to second base on the dirt ball read, took advantage of the ball in the dirt, scores the go-ahead run.
He's been up 5 times with 2 outs and runners in scoring position in the playoffs. He has delivered with 3 hits. 2 RBIs tonight. It is 5-4 Houston. Here's Maldonado. Tell you, the clutch hitting in this LCS already is impressive. Boston 12 2-out RBIs. Now Houston with 12 2-out RBIs. This is game 4. Is there anything more maddening than a 2-out run producing hit for a pitcher for the opposition? You know you're right on the step to get out of an inning.
Yeah, the cusp of getting out of an inning.
Two and 0 to Maldonado. Two and 1. Maldonado homered here at Minute Maid Park against the Indians in game 1 of the division series.
Good situation here. You would think, being the 8th place hitter, he's going to catch a 2-1 fastball from Kelly. Let's see if Maldonado starts it early.
Got the count in his favor at 2 and 1. Kelly deals. Tied him up. 2-2 now. 99 with the fastball. And a running fastball at that.
I guess started earlier.
Red Sox have activity in their pen. Eduardo Rodriguez. Got the left-handed hitting Tony Kemp due next. Bouncing ball. Bogarts with plenty of time. And he makes a play to end the inning. But the Astros strike again. 2-out RBI single for Correa. And it's 5-4 Houston. What a night we have going at Minute Maid Park tonight. A wild ride in game 4. Chrysler Pacifica. Look who is looming for the Houston Astros. Justin Verlander on the mound. Game 5 tomorrow right here on TBS.
I mean, just look at what he has done since coming over to Houston. He's their ace in the hole, and he's ready for tomorrow, as opposed to the Red Sox, who still have 2 TBAs for the next 2 games.
Alex Cora did tell us before the game, as Pierce takes a strike from James, told us before the game that the way it's lining up for Sale, who did experience some weakness they felt like yesterday, as he tried to get back in the rhythm of it, Sale cannot cross match with Verlander this time around. If you're just joining the series, during game 2, Chris Sale had to be admitted to the hospital. They felt like it was some kind of stomach virus, maybe food poisoning, and they're going to bump him back an extra day, so he'll get game 6, Chris Sale. It could be David Price tomorrow as Pierce strikes out. Josh James picks up strikeout number 5, working in his 4th inning.
21 starts and between AA and AAA, 3 in the big leagues, 24 total, and starting to break out the breaking ball. Talking about Verlander being that ace in the hole. Since coming to Houston in September and October, he's 14-1.
Yeah, crunch time in the final month of the year, and then certainly in the postseason. What a pickup he's been. There's a swing and a miss. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Brock Holt behind an account. Let's send it down to Lauren.
B.A. Holt's journey to stay in the major leagues has been at times a difficult one. He's dealt with concussions, vertigo, problems seeing. Dave Dombrowski, president of baseball ops, was unsure if Holt would ever return to form. He would have days last year as he recovered that were good and some where he couldn't catch a ball. Holt says the unwavering support of the Red Sox during his health journey is something he will never forget, and that his health problems mostly are behind him.
Yeah, fan favorite, right, Lauren, and just a guy that these players love here. And of course, Holt had that historical night at Yankee Stadium in the division series, the first player ever in postseason history to hit for the cycle. Drove in 5 runs.
I asked him what he hit of Austin Romine, the catcher for the Yankees. He said, I don't know, something slow.
Yeah, that home run came off the position player. He rolls over this one. James covers. Gurriel hits him on the run. Slipped across the bag. And now limping a little bit. And out number 2. This was game 3 of the division series. The historic moment for Brock Holt. Started with a single. And then down the right field line at Yankee Stadium for the triple. That ended up being the double. And then the last at bat with the Red Sox running away with it. Hits for the cycle off Austin Romine, the Yankees catcher, who had to finish that game up on the mound. A night he'll never forget. James with 2 outs. Vasquez takes a ball down and away. This is a terrific effort here by Josh James. So far he's only surrendered 1 run. Short start by Charlie Morton. And James has done the heavy lifting here to bridge the gap. In the air, right field, hit on the barrel, long run for Springer. He's at the track, he leaps, and it's off his glove and off the wall, in play. Vasquez, a belly flop into second base with a double. Springer almost caught it. Instead, it's a 2-out double for Christian Vasquez. And the Red Sox put the tying run in scoring position.
Well, remember, Vasquez had that timely home run at Yankee Stadium to right field. Great power and almost a fantastic play by Springer, just off the end of his glove.
Wide eyes. James fortunate that stays in. And it's a double. Had a number of narrow misses, including the controversial call in the first inning. Springer flying high as that wall drops down 1.5 feet there.
I don't know if that ball was long enough to carry out of here, but Springer made sure it didn't.
So 2 men are out. Jackie Bradley Jr., who has walked twice, drew a walk off of James in the 4th inning. 7 2-out RBIs in the last 2 games for Jackie Bradley Jr. Bases loaded clearing double and a grand slam last night. And a high drive way back. Jackie Bradley Jr. sends it out of here, and Boston is back on top. A majestic home run for JBJ. How about 9 two-out RBIs in his last 3 games? And the Red Sox are in the lead.
Almost out of the inning with a great catch by Springer. He doesn't. And with not a lot left in the tank for Josh James, despite pitching so well, he gives up the 2-run bomb to Bradley.
Has he ever made his hits count? He has 3 hits in this ALCS. He has 9 runs batted in. Boston back in the lead, 6-5.
Because of the short start by Charlie Morton, just trying to get the very last bit out of Josh James.
Mookie Betts sends one deep left field. Kemp going back, feeling for the wall. He makes the catch. A leaping catch up against the wall for Kemp to end the inning. But not before some 2-out magic for Boston. Jackie Bradley Jr. a 2-run blast and the Red Sox lead.
The MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Step up to the plate for savings. Visit Progressive.com. And by Hooters. Catch all the games at Hooters and try the new smoked wings.
Jackie Bradley Jr. on the ambush. First pitch changeup. Destroys one out of here. 2-run home run gives Boston the lead back. And now Eduardo Rodriguez. Pitchers beware in a game like this. Rodriguez is in. Starting pitcher throughout the regular season, has turned into a postseason reliever for Alex Cora.
He finished up the Game 3 win yesterday, but a little different situation and score.
Ninth place hitter Tony Kemp, whose home run in the 4th inning gave Houston a temporary lead. Back in the 4th with 1 out in a 3-3 game. Off Porcello, first postseason home run for Tony Kemp. Reddick, Maldonado, and now Kemp homering out of the 9 spot. Maldonado's came in the division series. Reddick's came in game 1 of this championship series at Fenway. Ryan Brazier, who has been a star in the Boston bullpen.
So Rodriguez probably just here to face Kemp.
And with Bregman, the leadoff man, looming on deck. 9-1-2. In a back and forth game. 6-5 Boston. Now it's 3-2.
Nothing irritates managers more than when they bring in a relief pitcher for one batter to walk that batter. Rodriguez has got to go after Kemp.
And he lost him. Brought in to get the lefty. Alex Cora was almost out of the dugout before the pitch crossed the plate. He started walking to the home plate umpire and then turns left, avoiding the logo. And Rodriguez is out. Pitching change. And the top of the order coming up for Houston. Astros with a man on.
Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Hey Google, what are the most popular tourist destinations in Houston?
Attractions in Houston include Johnson Space Center, Houston Zoo, Space Center Houston, and others.
Minute Maid Park, the place to be tonight. Sellout crowd, wild game going, 6-5 Boston. But the Astros have a man on with Bregman coming up, and Ryan Brazier is on the mound.
Well, Brazier has been outstanding, and he gets the tough task. Bregman, Springer, Altuve.
You know you have elevated into that elite spot in the manager's mind. Managers call them lanes. They pick particular windows or lanes in the lineup for particular pitchers. Brazier has done the heavy lifting in the middle innings. He's gotten the top of the order, the run producers.
He'd rather the lane happen in the 7th or 8th inning, but sometimes it happens earlier.
I had to go to him early. Rick Porcello started, went 4. Joe Kelly. And then Eduardo Rodriguez, unable to retire Kemp. Wichita Falls, Texas native Ryan Brazier. A catcher turned pitcher, catcher in his high school years.
Well, this is another part of the game that not many people talk about. With the speed of Kemp at first base, Brazier's going to have to play a lot of attention to Kemp at first with the dangerous Bregman up at the plate. Third throw.
Maybe taking a little starch out of the legs. These throws, these step offs, throwovers, the holds on the mound, they're all coming from the bench. Given to the catcher, catcher instructs the pitcher. Bregman just a tick late, fouls it away.
That changed during the middle of my career. I first started my career, the pitcher had to have a feel for the running game. It was on him to keep the runner close. But around 90, 91, when I went to Oakland, Tony La Russa said, I got this, kid.
Not a bad mind to leave it up to, the Hall of Fame manager, who is now part of the front office with Dave Dombrowski with the Boston Red Sox. Kemp's got a big lead. Bregman late again. Bregman yesterday with an RBI double. He was 2 for 3. 0 for 3 tonight. First time he's been in the leadoff spot in the batting order since August 22nd. Did it 12 times this year. And the most newsworthy lineup change for the Astros in this postseason, taking Springer out of the leadoff spot. Close one over here at first.
Pierce slapping that tag on Kemp each and every time.
That was Vasquez who called timeout, asked for a timeout, granted by the home plate umpire. Bergman to center field. Routine for Jackie Bradley Jr. Kemp not tagging. He'll retreat to first, and Bregman is out. One away.
Beautifully executed pitch there by Brazier. Got it up in the strike zone high enough that Bregman couldn't put enough into it. Jackie Bradley Jr. was talking to Mookie Betts, said, hey, pick me up. I didn't see that in the roof. Lost it for a second.
The closed roof at Minute Maid Park. Another throw to first.
I can't see. So when that happens and it's that high, you're almost asking your right fielder and left fielder, just run as hard as you can over here in case I lose it, and maybe you can make a play.
Well, Springer continues his postseason home run touch. That was a leadoff home run in the 3rd inning. Opposite field smash. He's been on base 3 times. As a single, a homer, he's walked. He has been the everyday leadoff man when he's played for the last 2 years. On the ground, cutting over Devers, goes to second and just out at second base. Close play. I don't know if Kemp was trying to get a read, had intentions to run, but he was penned to first base during that sequence.
Well, I think it was a great job by Brazier. Here's the replay of Devers, who couldn't really get it out of his glove, but got it out just in time. Watch, kind of sticks in his glove, and he kind of tosses it over to Brock Holt at second.
Saw the fingertips go over the glove.
Yeah.
Third base has been a problem for Boston defensively in this postseason. Devers and Nunez. Devers drove in a couple of runs in the 1st inning, so he's +2. Now it's Altuve. 2 outs. Pulls it hard on the ground, right to Devers. He'll go the easy way to second, and the inning is over. And Ryan Brazier's coming out party in the 2018 postseason continues. 6-5 Boston. To the 7th we go. Services the sprinting speed of Andrew Benintendi.
Well, anything under 30 feet per second is fast, but it's also the way he ran the bases. Do you see how he cut third base? Proper fundamentals by Benintendi.
Scoring ahead of that Springer throw. That was with 2 outs in the 5th inning, driven in by Bogaerts, who has 2 RBIs in this game. 6-5 Boston. 2-run home run from Jackie Bradley Jr. put him ahead. Presley in the game. First pitch curveball and a high fly ball to center field for Springer for out number 1. He jumped on that first pitch and he got a wicked hammer. Wow.
Well, Presley's been the best thing to happen to this bullpen since he came over from Minnesota, and you can see what he's done so far in the post.
Now that's just a carryover from what he started here after the trade from the Twins to the Astros, facing J.D. Martinez with 1 away. Ryan Presley has not allowed a run since August 15th. 22 2/3 innings without allowing a run. And in those 22+ innings, 33 Ks, only 4 walks. It's not a bad strikeout to walk ratio. Let's check in with Lauren. She's got more on his opponent here, J.D. Martinez.
Well, you mentioned earlier J.D. and Altuve teammates on the Corpus Christi Hooks, the Astros AA team. J.D. spent years trying to get his game noticed. One scout said your swing just doesn't play in the major leagues. Houston eventually released J.D. Martinez told Astros GM Jeff Luhnow this will be the biggest mistake you ever make. And since he left the Astros, gentlemen, he has the 2nd highest OPS in the game next to Mike Trout. Perhaps his swing now plays.
Well, he is. You give him a lot of credit. Jeff Luhnow, I think, along with the rest of baseball, by the way, didn't see that kind of result for J.D. Martinez. It was the player who changed his game. He flipped the scouting report on him.
I think you have to give J.D. Martinez a lot of credit in what he's done.
One ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Presley, former Red Sox minor leaguer.
You know, sometimes in the game of baseball, it's reputation. You get a reputation as a 4A player or a AAA infielder, or sometimes you have to battle against those reputations you get in the game, whether they're fair or not.
Well, they gave J.D. Martinez a shot. They traded Hunter Pence that year in 2011. That opened the door for Martinez. And a shot back up the middle, base hit. On a 2-strike pitch, J.D. Martinez with a 1-out single. Red Sox have a man on.
I mean, so balanced. That was a pretty good breaking ball from Presley. Just balanced and right back up the middle.
Pure right-handed swing. Not only is he a great hitter, great run producer, slugger, he's become a bit of a hitting guru. He's the guy that they trust with teaching the art of hitting. Tim Hires, who's done an excellent job as the hitting coach with the Red Sox. He's come from the Dodgers here to Boston this season, and he works hand in hand with J.D. Martinez. There's a lot of hitting coaches that are very territorial with advice and preparations, mechanics, but Hires has that open door policy with his hitters, and J.D. Martinez has brought a lot to the table, including videotaping of batting practice sessions. They record every swing, every BP. Xander Bogaerts takes a ball low, 2-0 the count. There's Tim Hires. He and Andy Barkett are the tandem that handles the hitting for the Red Sox. Andy Barkett is on a lot of lists for the lead hitting coaching job. You know, when you have success as organizations, you get pilfered.
Yeah,
and
right.
They're going to see a lot of these coaches, just like Alex Cora going from Houston as the bench coach to the manager of the Red Sox. You're going to see a lot of these guys surface in managing positions or in lead positions. That's what it looks like during batting practice. Mookie Betts has started to do this as well, and every swing is looked at, poured through. Think about how many swings these players take throughout the course of a season. Just fine-tuning those mechanics. Two now. Presley with a man on and 1 out. Bogaerts with 2 RBIs on a couple of hits. Had a double in the third that drove in Benintendi to make it 3-1 Boston, and then his RBI single in the fifth. The 4th run as he takes a ball and it goes full.
Well, they've gotten to see Presley a little more, starting to take some of those sliders off the plate.
Bogaerts, one of the few that has good numbers against Presley. Only 4 at-bats, but he has 3 hits, including a home run against Ryan Presley. Full count, 1 away. Martinez goes. Pitch is outside, ball 4. Bogaerts reaches again. His 3rd trip on base. And it's 1st and 2nd now with 1 away. We remind you that this 2018 American League Championship Series is presented by the Google Assistant, an easier way to get things done with just your voice. Two on, 1 away. Here comes Devers.
Left-handed hitters, 1 for their last 35 against Ryan Presley.
Took a big rip at a first pitch breaking ball. Speaking of breaking balls, there is Lance McCullers Jr. Red Sox have a slow runner at second. Average runner at first in Bogaerts. 2 on. In the dirt. Maldonado keeps it in front. You drop that note about left-handed hitters, you would figure the matchup, the cross matchup, lefty-righty, would be beneficial. How is Presley so effective against lefties?
Most left-hander hitters like the ball down and in. He starts that slider and curveball down and in, and it disappears into the dirt. So he entices them with that low and in.
The 1-1. Fastball strike. Right at the bottom of the zone, maybe a touch under, got a call.
Yeah, that was stolen by Maldonado. Nice job of framing and lifting that glove just a bit and getting the call.
He's checking his card, the scouting report. Detailed down to the count. What is this guy like in a 1-2 count, the hitter? Where are his holes with 2 strikes?
His pitcher's strength, which is a slider down and in.
2 on, 1 away. Presley deals. Another one smothered by Maldonado. These are big plays back there by Maldonado.
You see the different ways that the catchers are trying to fool the hitters that are on second base. Gave the high sign and then got into block mode on the breaking ball.
Looked like Devers tried to kick that ball or step on that ball.
I think he was trying to step over it, step away from it.
2-2. Bouncing ball. Correa gloves it, goes to the bag, throw to first, and it is in time. Or no, they're saying he was off the base at second. The throw to first is an out. But the second base umpire, Mark Wegner, immediately called off the bag for Correa. Certainly one they can look at here.
Well, I think it was the right play by Correa to take it himself, but he never got the bag.
Yeah, good call. Good.
Outstanding job by Wegner. Just trying to get his left foot on the corner of that bag. Didn't get it there, but got the out at first.
So it does go as a 6-3 put out on Devers, but the runners advance to second and third. That was excellent work by the second base umpire. Put himself on a knee, staring right at the bag. So that opens the door here a bit for the Red Sox. Again with 2 outs. Here's Pierce. The 2-out RBI counter is now in favor of Boston after that 2-run blast with 2 outs by Jackie Bradley Jr. in the 6th. 14-12. Boston +2 in the 2-out RBIs in the series. And Maldonado smothers another one. Steve Pearce 0 for 3 tonight. He was robbed by Alex Bregman in the 3rd inning. Diving stop. .377 hitter with runners in scoring position.
Well, because of the hamstring injury to Moreland, Pierce has gotten all the playing time, and he's been outstanding. Got to be swinging 3-0 here if he catches a fastball.
Second and third, and Pierce takes it all the way. Pierce home run yesterday gave Boston the lead. 4 good.
I just felt that 3-0 pitch was going to be the only fastball he's going to see.
Alex Cora implores his hitters to let it fly 3-0. And there's a shot that is foul. Just missed the bag. And now it's 3-2 on Pierce. Mad at himself. Right off the end of the bat, and thus a hook at the end. The way he was able to keep the ball fair yesterday was noteworthy on that home run he hit on a pitch way inside. Full count. Crowd is up. And Pierce draws the walk. They are loaded up. Well, how big is that play by Correa? The non-play. Touching the bag at second would have been an inning double play. And now A.J. Hinch on his way out. Is he going to take the ball from Presley? He's been his best reliever, and he is out. So the Red Sox, with the bases loaded, get a little deeper into that Houston bullpen. Here comes McCullers Jr. How far is Johnson Space Center from Minute Maid Park?
Johnson Space Center is 25.5 miles away from Minute Maid Park.
Well, he's had some time at the Johnson Space Center. That's a great helmet right there. Lance McCullers Jr. on the mound for Houston. So all that success, Presley, against left-handed batters. A.J. Hinch goes to McCullers Jr. to face a left-handed batter in Brock Holt.
Well, he wanted the spin rate, the breaking ball of McCullers against the left-handed hitting Holt.
Puts a lot of pressure on the catcher Maldonado right now. The bases are loaded. 6-5 Boston. And a team in the Red Sox that have hit 11 grand slams now. 10 in the regular season. And then the Jackie Bradley Jr. slam last night. Brock Holt did not have one of those grand slams this year. What a play by Maldonado. Saves a run.
Well, we came in talking about in the open about the Red Sox and their ability with the bases loaded in this postseason. Benintendi had a double with the bases loaded. Bradley had a double off the monster and the grand slam. Good play by Maldonado, right in the chest protector to keep it in front.
Ever since he made that throw to cut down a base runner, Jackie Bradley Jr. in the 4th inning, he's been back to his old self. And another one down and in.
The problem with that down and in back foot breaking ball is that we saw it yesterday. Holt does not move. So when that ball is inside, it has a chance to catch him or hit him every time.
Just grazed his foot yesterday. He and Moreland were hit by pitches setting up the Bradley home run. Nowhere to put him if you're McCullers. Red Sox lead by a run, looking to add on here. And Holt takes it down and in. He did not go. Checks his swing. And that one almost hit him as well. Now it's 3 balls and a strike. Boy, that went right by his foot. How close? Man.
Good job of holding up his swing. You get the rare fastball here from McCullers.
Through 24 straight breaking balls in the postseason last year. See what he gives him. And he missed. And it's ball 4 with the bases loaded. An RBI the easy way for Brock Holt. 7-5 Boston.
3 walks in this inning. The patience that the Red Sox have shown in these RBI situations is unlike any I've seen in quite some time.
Started our broadcast talking about the Red Sox offense, how they have delivered in the clutch. Those 2-out hits and RBIs, hitting with the bases loaded. And it has continued here in this game 4. Mitch Moreland announced as the pinch hitter. Those are the numbers for Moreland with the bases loaded. High OPS. Garrett Cole has made his way to the Houston bullpen. That would have something to do with the order of how this is going for A.J. Hinch. He obviously did not like what he saw out of Presley to make that call. He's been one of his best relievers. But with Cole down there as a possibility, he can go to McCullers a little earlier than normal as Moreland takes a ball. Can't find the range on the curveball.
Moreland's been great off the bench. drove in a run yesterday by hit by a pitch.
He's had a walk with the bases loaded. He's been hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, and he's had a hit. That's a pinch hitter. Swing and a miss. Fastball from McCullers at 96.
Remember, he had J.D. Martinez on third base before he scored. Xander Bogaerts, because of Bregman off the line, is getting such a huge lead and has got more speed than J.D. Martinez. Curveball in the dirt gets away at all. He can take a shot.
Two and one.
Change up there for McCullers.
Going to plan B and C outside the curveball. His go-to pitch. (7-5) Boston. They've scored here in the 7th after they took the lead last inning on a Jackie Bradley Jr. homer. And he's due next. Big pitch right here. On the ground, bouncing ball right to Gurriel. He'll take it himself. And that will retire the side. Houston gets a big out, but a run is in on a bases loaded walk. Red Sox strand 3, 7-5 Boston. Captain Morgan. It is 7-5 Boston. They have scored in every frame but 2. Astros have scored in 4 of the 6. It's been an up and down affair, and it's all about the bullpen the rest of the way. Short starts from Porcello and Charlie Morton, Brian Anderson and Ron Darling as we welcome you inside the booth here, presented by Capital One. So this game started with all kind of fireworks, controversy in the first inning.
I mean, a disputed home run by Jose Altuve started this game on the trek we're at. What we're seeing is that a real gamer Astro team staying in this, but this is the disputed home run. Mookie Betts, Woody caught it. Joe West said that he was interfered with by the fans. They called it back, and Altuve an F9. But ever since that part of the game, the Astros have been playing tough. They're going through their bullpen like sieves. But it's the Boston offense that was the best in baseball all year long that has got it rolling.
They continue to produce with 2 outs. It's been a phenomenal ride here for the Red Sox. This is a team that put 16 runs on the board against the New York Yankees in Game 3 of that division series. They have a high plus-minus in runs scored in this postseason. And if you start to break down the way to the finish line here for Alex Cora, it looks like Brazier's coming back out for a second inning now.
He's only done that once all season long. So, you know, that is what happens in the postseason, is that you end up having to do things that you haven't done all season long because this is the most important time to do it.
Brazier has been fantastic after a shaky first appearance in the postseason. He has been lights out. Meanwhile, this Astros bullpen, thought to be a strength over Boston starting this ALCS. The Astros been 13 2/3 innings. They have given up 12 runs. Sandy Leon will come in to catch for Boston. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. And it'll be Marwin Gonzalez to start it. Red Sox are fully loaded up in their bullpen. One of the advantages of adding runs late like they've done in the last 2 games, it does give you an opportunity to line up your pin a little bit better if you're Alex Cora. So he's got Brazier here. He's got Barnes available for this 7th. He certainly has Craig Kimbrell for a multi-inning save if it comes up.
Yeah, Barnes is up just in case he has to get Brazier out of some trouble.
There is extreme pressure certainly for both teams at this stage of the game, but even up 2-1, Boston knows that the Astros can quickly turn this series. They have their ace ready to go tomorrow. Boston is still in a TBD scenario, to be determined. could be David Price if he's not needed here tonight. They have announced that Chris Sale would be the Game 6 starter. At least that's what we were told before the game. And Gonzalez a swing and a miss.
That was Tony Sip-Up. He'll be ready for Jackie Bradley Jr. That's David Price, who's in the bullpen tonight. And Verlander looming.
Waits his turn
for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Game 5. That was a Verlander-Sale matchup, Game 1, because of Sale's trip to the hospital and the lingering effects. He's not going to be ready to go tomorrow. They're trying to buy him another day.
Split finger grip of Brazier.
2 balls and a strike. Lead man in the 7th. And it's 3-1 now.
These relievers, they get hot in the bullpen, and when they come in, the adrenaline rush is really running. But then they have to sit and come back out for that 2nd inning. And it's as we said, Brazier's only done it once during the regular season.
Three and 1, and a little tapper foul. Boston able to score a run off Ryan Presley, the first one he's allowed in this postseason, first one he's given up since August. That was an earned run on that walk to Brock Holt. An RBI the easy way for the Red Sox second baseman. Replaced by McCullers Jr. Could be a short outing for McCullers. As Ron mentioned, with Jackie Bradley Jr. leading off, Sip, the lone lefty in the Astros pen, getting ready. Full count. Brazier against Marwin Gonzalez. Broke his bat, pulls it foul. Maybe not. Maybe it stayed in.
Sounded like it did.
It's big league wood. They don't break so easy. Shift is on for Gonzalez, and a little flare, long run, falling, base hit. Marwin Gonzalez just muscles one. It's a leadoff single against Brazier.
Boy, that was good hitting by Gonzalez. Got a rare 3-2 breaking ball from Brazier that stayed up in the strike zone. Didn't make great contact, but put it in play. Anytime you put it in play, you never know. Good things could happen. And he drops it in front of Jackie Bradley Jr.
Surely that bat's broken now. And it died happy. Leadoff single. Here's Yuli Gurriel. Astros quickly have the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Look out. Whoa. High and tight. That was an off-speed pitch that got away. If you weren't with us in the division series, there was a moment between Brazier and Gary Sanchez. Sanchez stepped out of the box. Brazier said, "Get back in there." That was looked like a breaking ball, like a slider or a curveball that got away from him.
For all hitters, when you see the slider spin, you're staying in there. And then he had to bail.
Gurriel with a single and a run scored in the 5th. Back in there again. This time with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 2-0.
Big difference between the command that Brazier had in the last inning as opposed to this inning.
Always interesting to see a reliever come back for a second inning. As you mentioned, after that adrenaline calms for a moment. There's a strike. Gurriel didn't like that call. Demonstrative with home plate umpire Mark Carlson. He'll give him some leash, knowing the stakes here.
Well, what hitters hate is when two balls aren't even close, and then the next pitch is a very borderline pitch, and the pitcher gets the benefit of the call.
Gurriel is a high fastball hitter. 2-1, and that's off the end of the bat. Another little flare. Betts broke back, now screams in to make the catch. He got a late start on that. And it kind of takes me back to when Jackie Bradley Jr. was looking at his outfielders asking, can you guys see? I don't know. I'm not seeing that well.
I think almost all players will tell you that it is a distinct home field advantage in dome stadiums. He first went back, but he has the great speed to make up for it. No one smiles more than Mookie Betts.
Said I had it all the way. Checking his positioning card with Josh Reddick coming up. First out of the inning. Another broken bat. Foul territory. Pierce is over near the dugout, and down he goes. Oh my goodness, what a crash. And Pierce springs to his feet, thank goodness, and right on to the bench over the railing. Oh,
well, he just sold out. He figured he was going to give everything he could to try to come up with that. There was a day when people in the dugout would try to stand there to try to help you not fall into the dugout, but not the case here.
You know, it's interesting, if he makes the catch there and falls into the dugout, that's a base for the base runner.
2 outs though.
It would have been 2 out. You take the out.
I take the out.
Scoring position with a 2-run lead.
2-run lead. I take the out.
It's a great effort. So Reddick with a new bat. Another one in on the hands. Fly ball right field. Easier chance for Mookie Betts. Boy, Brazier has the buzzsaw going right now. Yeah. You don't get much help from the other side. Charlie Morton, his former teammate Steve Pearce with the Pirates, first to his aid. Tony Kemp.
Verlander helped him out.
We'll let you fall, but we'll help you up. Brazier with 2 outs. Leadoff single. Everything in on the hands. All 3 batters in this 7th inning. And now it's Carlos Correa. Tying run still at the plate for the Astros. And a wave and a miss. Opposite ends of the spectrum here with Correa and Ryan Brazier. The 1-1 overall, the top pick, first round. And then a guy on the mound who's had to fight and claw his way, been in Japan, long time in the minor leagues, even in the minor leagues in Japan last year. And he's found his way not just to the postseason, but in the leverage role, the high leverage role in Alex Cora's bullpen. It has been an amazing climb for him.
It's the can't miss kid against the kid with no chance. And here they are against each other.
It's what makes the game great. There's a lot of ways to the big leagues. Oh, 0-2 the count on Correa. Only once has Brazier recorded 6 outs in a game. That was back in July 13th. Completely different circumstances, of course. Regular season, you're in a bit of protection mode. Postseason, all hands on deck, and he's effective. Not getting the barrel to him at all. He's an out away from 6 outs. Trying to protect a 2-run lead. Correa hits it hard down the right field line. That is a fair ball. Racing around Gonzalez. He'll be held at third. And Correa with a double. Second and third. 2 gone in the 7th inning. Big hit by Carlos Correa. His third of the night.
Third. He is coming alive here in the postseason. Fastball away. He goes that way. And great job by Mookie Betts in right field. Gets to it. Gets it in. 1 hop to Holt. Nothing that Gary Pettis could do.
And Correa will send Brazier out. Pitching change. Alex Cora trying to get 6 outs out of him. He gives him 5. He leaves with runners at second and third. We'll set up the new Boston hurler after this. What a game here in Houston tonight. Or you can find all the gear you need all postseason long at MLBshop.com. They are anxious here in Houston. They are ready to roar. Red Sox are trying to hold them down. Boston's been a great road team this postseason. They've won 3 in a row. A 7-5 lead. Alex Cora gives the ball to Matt Barnes.
Almost all those numbers for Matt Barnes are career best. Got 2 outs in last night's game. He's going to be asked to get Tyler White out here.
Tyler White will hit for Martin Maldonado. Normally the designated hitter against left-handed starters. Might see him in there tomorrow if Price is on the mound. Those are the splits. High numbers, high batting average. Good numbers against those lefties. Handles right-handers well. White was terrific late in games in the regular season. From the 7th inning on, he hit 8 home runs. He hit for a .370 batting average. Matt Barnes, an out away from sending the Red Sox to the 8th with a lead. 2 on, second and third, tying run in Correa at second base.
It seems that every pitcher in this game has been an out away from having a scoreless inning.
Well, having Correa in that 7th spot in the order certainly changes the look of this Astros lineup. Instead of going into the bottom of the order, maybe smoother sailing. Correa's hot right now, and he's giving them hope here in Houston. There's a strike. 1-1. Brazier goes an inning and 2/3. 2 hits allowed. Those runners his responsibility on. Here's a 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Benintendi's got an outstanding arm. Jackie Bradley Jr., one of the best in baseball. And we've already seen Mookie Betts' arm today. Outstanding. All plus arms.
Marwin Gonzalez with a big lead over at third. Base hit could tie this game if it hits the grass in the outfield. 2-1. White takes a strike. Buckled him. And Barnes evens the count at 2-2.
Just great breaking ball. Big breaking ball. Started at the top of the strike zone. Ended up at the bottom of it.
White's been a good 2-strike hitter this year. Hit for power with 2 strikes as well. Hit 12 this season with Houston. 9 of them with 2 strikes. Barnes deals, and a called strike 3. Barnes strikes him out looking. went back to the breaking ball, and the Astros let a golden opportunity go by. Boston still leads 7-5 as we go to the 8th inning. The ALCS between the Sox and the Astros. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern with the MLB postseason pregame show on TBS, presented by the Chrysler Pacifica. And then Friday, 8:30 Eastern, FS1 has Game 6 of the NLCS. Jackie Bradley Jr. starts it for Boston. We head to the 8th, and Brian McCann in the game to catch. Maldonado was pinch hit for by White, who did not take the bat off his shoulder in his 5-pitch at bat, and a called strike 3 to end the inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd.
2 of the best curveballs I've seen under pressure in some time by Matt Barnes. Interesting that Tony Sipp was warming up to face Bradley. See the number 9 hitters and what they've done tonight. But A.J. Hinch opts to stay with McCullers, not only for Bradley Jr. but also Mookie Betts is on deck.
Big swing by Jackie Bradley Jr. He's been on all 3 times. He walked twice, and then the 2-run home run that gave Boston the lead. That was a 2-run blast in the 6th that made it 6-5. Red Sox added on last inning on a bases loaded walk. Porcello and Barnes.
He knows how good those hooks were.
The doppelgangers. Barnes will be back out there in the Astros 8th. They've got the top of their order coming up. It's 9-1 and 2 in the bottom of the 8th for Houston. If you're Alex Cora right now and you're trying to navigate to the end, you know Kimbrel's available. How much are you asking out of Barnes?
Kimbrel has never in his career, regular season or post, got a save of more than 4 outs. Never.
In the air, center field. Springer closes and makes the catch. What a play. Top speed. And takes a hit away from Jackie Bradley Jr. Gives him a taste of his own medicine. First time the Astros have retired Bradley tonight.
Well, Springer is such a big man with great speed, and closes on this ball that was hit off the end of the bat by Bradley Jr. So that's why he needed to rush in to make that play.
McCullers gets the first out. Top of the order now, Mookie Betts. Betts is 0 for 3 tonight. He was hit by a pitch and then scored a run in a 2-run first inning. He gave one a ride last time up. Sent Kemp back to the wall in left field. Kemp made a leaping catch just in front of the wall. Betts had a deep fly ball out in the 2nd inning as well. They play him straight up. No balls, 2 strikes. It's almost noteworthy when there is not a shift,
right,
defensively in the infield.
Call it the double-day defense. That's how they wrote it up.
Here's a 1-2 from McCullers. 2-2.
You know, Boston has done all of this without Mookie Betts getting untracked yet here in the postseason. He's had some big hits, not a lot of them.
A base hit to left, and Betts will turn, settle for a single. A 1-out single for Mookie Betts, his first hit of the night, 2nd time on base.
Breaking ball stays on the inside part. Nice swing by Betts. The speed game might come into play now, as the Red Sox are just trying to add on runs.
And now that Maldonado is out and McCann is in, they will certainly try to exploit the lesser of the two catchers as far as the throwers go.
And with McCullers, you know he's going to spin the baseball a lot. That should give you an advantage.
Benintendi, and a backhand block by McCann. Ball one. Boston had 5 stolen base attempts in the division series against the Yankees. They were successful in all 5. They have not had an attempt in this ALCS against Houston. But a manager who has preached aggressiveness all season long, taking the restraints off the Red Sox. Shift is on for Benintendi, and that one misses. 2 balls, no strikes. He's had a nice night. 2 hits, 2 doubles. Pull hitter on the ground, opposite field hitter to the outfield. Led the American League in opposite field hits.
Almost like he was looking for that pitch. Benintendi, I think, gets overshadowed by Betts and Bogarts and others, but he is a player.
Fits right in with the personality of this Red Sox team as well. They're pretty chill, kind of low key. It's a humble group generally. Runner goes. Betts. Benintendi in the air, left field. Kemp on the run, and he'll make the catch. Back to first goes Mookie Betts. Out number 2 for McCullers.
Benintendi felt like he missed a couple of pitches there.
Two men are out. That'll bring up J.D. Martinez. And some tense viewing here tonight at Minute Maid Park.
In a perfect world, you'd like Mookie Betts to steal early in the count.
Stays put. Martinez takes a ball.
Maybe with Martinez and the threat of the long ball, Mookie might stay where he's at.
Betts had 30 steals during the regular season. Just the second Red Sox player to go 30-30 at 32 homers. That's going to get away from McCann. Back to the screen it goes. And a wild pitch will advance Betts into scoring position for Boston.
Well, it's almost like Boston is deciding not to take a chance. They're anticipating there's going to be at least one wild pitch in every at bat. Again, McCann didn't go down to block it. That's the second time he's tried to backhand the breaking ball from McCullers. You'll have no chance.
The starter Maldonado lifted for the pinch hitter. 2-0. Martinez rolls it foul. Nice play, Carlos Febles. Still got his game.
Key for the coaches. If you're going to go after it, you better make
Gotta
a play.
make a play. Astros will have 9-1-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Currently down 2. Martinez looking to add. And that's into center field. A base hit. Betts will head home. It's an RBI single for J.D. Martinez, and it is 8-5 Boston. The tack-on runs for the Red Sox.
These 2-out hits, amazing by the Red Sox. They just keep coming. Not the best McCullers breaking ball. It stayed up in the strike zone. but still JD Martinez strong enough to dump it into center field.
8 runs have scored, 7 of them delivered with 2 outs. And JD Martinez, second RBI of this ALCS. That's a big one there. Extends the lead to 8-5. Well, the wild pitch puts Betts into scoring position. Martinez cashes him in. Here's Bogaerts. He drove in a 2-out run in the 5th. Been on base 3 times. Had a double and an RBI on a 3-2 pitch in the 3rd inning. 2 hits, 2 ribbies. AJ Hinch needed dominance with his team down, needed dominance from his bullpen, and has not gotten it. And 2 guys that he would be as confident about as anybody, Presley and McCullers.
Well, that's the trouble, you know, with this scripted game. The lanes of where you bring your pitchers in, you know, they're not always going to come through. And when they don't, that's when you have situations happen that are happening here for the Astros.
They're seeing the might of the Red Sox offense as well. A relentless lineup. They've got power, speed, team that scored more runs than any other in the league this year. En route to 108 wins. The most wins in the majors this year. And as long as they're playing in this postseason, they will have home field advantage. 2-2 the count on Bogaerts. This will be pitch number 33 for McCullers across 2 innings. Correa gets a nice easy hop. And that will retire the side, but Boston keeps tacking runs on. Another one in the 8th, and it's a 3-run lead. Our ready to go moment is presented by Supercuts, official hairstylist of MLB Jackie Bradley Jr. 2-run bomb in the 6th inning, way out of here. And that put the Red Sox on top, and they have continued to add on. Got a run in the 7th, a run in the 8th. They lead it 8-5, and look who's coming on now. Craig Kimbrell will start the 8th inning. The Red Sox closer looks like he's out for the final 6 outs.
And we've talked the entire game that all of these relief pitchers have been asked to go places they've never been before. Same with Kimbrell.
Boston up 2-1 in this series. A win tonight. They are a win away from a trip to the World Series. Verlander up for Houston tomorrow. There's the first pitch swing and a base hit by Kemp. And he's thinking about 2, and he's on his way. Betts his throw to second. The 10. He is out at second. What a throw. And what a mistake by Tony Kemp. Cannot get thrown out to start an inning down 3.
Just sometimes you don't realize how good this outfield for the Red Sox. They can go get it. When it's a base hit, they can go get it and throw it. And it needed a perfect throw to get Kemp at second base. And that's what Betts delivered.
Wow. Absolute cannon. That had no gravity on that ball. No hump. Straight shot. And a 9-6 putout to start this inning. What a play. That's the capital G.
As opposed to the small G. And Kimbrell's pumped up.
Yeah, he is. I was talking to Steve Lyons Does television work for the Red Sox? That strong pose up top, that's the great play. If it's underneath, that's just a good play.
That was a great one.
Yeah, I appreciate him sharing that. That certainly was. There's a breaking ball strike to Bregman. How the inning changes. I mean, a runner at first, crowds up, top of the order.
I mean, you don't want to pile on because great hitting on Kemp, but you can't make that mistake. You know, you just can't.
That hit him?
Yeah.
It did. Bregman will reach.
So if Kemp had taken the single, things have worked out the same. You'd have 2 runners on. Ball's supposed to be up and away. Instead, it's up and in and clips him on the tricep. It's really been Kimbrel's command in the post that has been most alarming.
Has given up runs in every outing. This is his 4th game. George Springer. One swing of the bat here could make this a 1-run game. Kimbrel gave up a home run to Aaron Judge in the division series, an opposite field home run. Springer has great power that way as well. He's already homered to the opposite field. That was in the 3rd inning. 2 hits, a walk, and reached on a fielder's choice.
Remember, Kimbrel has come inches away from having a disastrous. Here's the move by Mookie again, the spin move and the throw.
It's amazing.
I mean, at some point, he has no eyeballs on where he's throwing the baseball. Didn't matter. Once he turned around, a strike.
He might be the only one that can throw out Kemp in a spot like that in the majors.
Well,
because it's not just the throw.
It's how quick he gets to the baseball.
He's fast, and then it's in and out of his glove. It's almost like he's turning a double play in the infield. Swing at a miss. Springer chased a 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Kimbrel. And wrenching his back a little bit, it looks like. Kimbrel's got him in the hole. 1-2. And that slider misses. Red Sox are hopeful. Alex Cora, Daniel Levangie, they're hopeful that Kimbrel can start to lock in command. I mean, he's been effective. He's getting to the finish line. But 2 long fly ball outs that, if hit a fraction on the bat, a little better, and he's looking at a couple of losses. That's in the right, a base hit. What a piece of hitting by Springer. And they're off to the races. Bregman will go to 3rd. Springer is into 2nd with a double. Just like that. Even with the out at 2nd, the Astros will bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, we talked about it before. Bregman has been doing an outstanding job of hitting the ball the other way. Has a home run in this game and now a double. The hustle by Betts, but he didn't get a lot on that throw.
George Springer, the amazing George Springer. 3 hits and a walk. David Price starting to loosen in the Red Sox bullpen. If they didn't need him tonight, Alex Cora said he would have started tomorrow. That is changing quickly. The fact that he's even up right now probably takes him out for tomorrow. Bregman, the runner, at 3rd. Springer at 2nd. Altuve at the plate with 1 away. On the ground to short, backhanded. Bogarts, the long throw is a good one. A run will score. Makes it a 2-run game. That's an RBI for Altuve. Kimbrel with the 2nd out of the inning. These are the two scary moments for Red Sox fans. Sanchez in the division series, and then Bregman at Fenway Park with Benintendi's back up against the wall. A fraction on the barrel, and it's a different story for Kimbrel, who has not been the dominant force. And he gives up yet another run. Every outing he's had in the postseason, he has surrendered runs.
Well, you can see it in just the outs and the hits by the Astros. No strikeouts for Kimbrel, who, when he's on, is a strikeout machine.
Marwin Gonzalez. Astros still have the tying run at the plate. 2 outs in the inning. He missed with the slider. Not by much. Gonzalez takes a ball, and it's 1-1. All year long, Kimbrel was able to keep the ball in the ballpark with men on base. Gave up just 1 homer all season with a man on. That was May 9th at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Judge hit the home run. Got a man on here. Springer goes. And a strike on the corner. Springer makes it to third. Stolen base. And it brings in the opportunity to score with a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Well, if they're going to give it to you, you take it, right?
Cora plays a wild card here, bringing in his closer in the 8th inning. Runner at third, 2 outs, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Craig Kimbrel gives up 1, but strands 1. It's 8-6. We're headed for the 9th. Red Sox lead it. This 2018 American League Championship Series is presented by the Google Assistant, an easier way to get things done with just your voice. The Boston Red Sox lead at 8-6, trying to go up 3-1 in this best of 7. 9th inning, Tony Sipp on the mound for Houston, facing Rafael Devers to start it.
Seen Tony Sipp up a couple of times in this game. Fastball, breaking ball, and split finger change for Sipp.
And as Sipp pitches here in the 9th, eyes on that Boston bullpen. David Price continues to throw. Kimbrel gets through the 8th, gives up a run on 2 hits. A swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 on Devers. Fantastic play by Mookie Betts. One of the plays of the postseason.
Yep.
To cut down that lead runner. Tony Kemp testing him and losing. Sipp with an 0-2. Devers able to lay off. Now Rick Porcello, tonight's starter. Extreme bro hug. Porcello had some great comments. He said, I love every player in this clubhouse. I love them. Simple statement, but that kind of gives you an idea. The way he said it, with the impact that he said it, there is a great culture and chemistry in this Red Sox clubhouse. Same goes for the Astros.
Yeah, both teams are the same. They just show it differently.
Devers strikes out. Out number 1 here in the 9th inning. I think credit goes to both managers as we watch this Sipp strikeout of Devers. The credit goes to the managers for allowing the personalities to be what they will be. If you don't have personalities who want to tame it down, have a humble approach, don't force them into that.
That's
and
right.
vice versa.
The best self you're going to be is your true self in whatever walk of life you decide to work at.
And it feels to me like, from this side of the fence, as an observer, that those are the best managers and the successful teams that allow their players to be themselves. There is a line, and both managers talk about the line not to cross, and when they cross them, they have those conversations. But Alex Cora, in his first year as a bench coach under Hinch last year, winning a World Series, first year as a manager, as a team with the best record in baseball, and a chance to go up 3-1 against his old team with 3 more defensive outs.
I mean, while Alex Cora was preparing all the notes his team would need to get through and win the World Series, he knew as soon as it was over, he was going to be someplace else.
Yeah, he said during the run last year he would spend a couple of hours in the morning preparing for the Red Sox job once he'd gone through the interview process in case he got the job, organizing coaches and how he would want to play and personnel, and then he would put his Astros hat on. He knows the drill.
Well, it had to help that the Astros played the Red Sox last year in the division series.
There's a strike. Cora replacing John Farrell. 3 consecutive division titles. Farrell won the World Series with Boston in 2013. Sip deals, and Pierce takes a ball. And another man on for the Red Sox. 1 out base runner for Brock Holt. BR Live is here in partnership with American Express. BR Live makes watching live sports easy. Download to discover now. Live over everything.
7 walks, a hit by pitch, and 10 hits for the Red Sox this evening.
Verlander gets the ball. Game 5 tomorrow night. Will it be in a 2-2 series or a 3-1 deficit?
Verlander has delivered just about every time. They need him to do it again.
Pitch the opener. That was an Astros victory. Verlander got the win. Just adding to his postseason totals.
He was great in that game. He just ran into trouble with his control in the 5th, but then he went back out and got 3 more outs in the 6th.
Six innings, only 2 runs allowed. Tony Sipp and a 1-1 count on Brock Holt. 2 balls and a strike.
Red Sox offense is just relentless, Brian. They just do not, or very rarely, go out of the strike zone.
8 runs on 10 hits tonight. They've stranded 8. Astros have left 10 on. And even with the matchup in his favor, Sipp has fallen behind Holt 3-1. Astros have activity in their bullpen. Sip deals and a shot into right field, a base hit. Pierce will hold at second. It's a single. And the Red Sox are back in business here in this 9th inning. A.J. Hinch on his way out. Colin McHugh loosening in the Astros pen. Sip faces 3 batters, strikes out the first, then a walk and a hit. And now 2 on with 1 away. And McHugh is coming in. Another pitching change. 8-6 Red Sox. 9th inning, threatening for more.
Trust the Midas touch. Buy Progressive Insurance. Step up to the plate for savings. Visit Progressive.com. Buy Google Assistant, an easier way to get things done with just your voice. And by T-Mobile. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile has you covered.
That was a home run that gave Boston the lead. Now they look for more here in the 9th inning. Don't miss Red Sox Astros Game 5 of this ALCS tomorrow right here on TBS. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Been a long night. Intense viewing, intense playing. Boston 3 defensive outs away from getting a win away from a World Series. Colin McHugh is on the pitch. Sandy Leon's going to bat for the first time.
Got an out last night, needs to get 2 tonight.
1 out, 2 on. Red Sox have scored in 6 of the 8 innings. Had an early lead, lost that lead, regained it in the 6th on that Bradley home run. And Leon takes a strike. And it goes 0-2. David Price has warmed up enough, taken it to the point where he feels good about the scene here. Craig Kimbrell pacing in that Red Sox dugout and going back into the clubhouse now. He's been sitting for a while.
Just want to keep those legs loose.
Leon into center field, hit pretty well. Back is Springer, and he's got it for the out. Tagging is Pierce. He'll end up at third base. That's the 2nd out of the inning. 1st and 3rd. And McHugh will face Jackie Bradley Jr. In the Astros 9th, Yuli Gurriel, Josh Reddick, Carlos Correa. That does not sound like a window in a batting order of 5, 6, and 7, does it?
No.
Gurriel, Reddick, and Correa. And a 2-run game. Astros scored 1 last inning on an RBI ground out by Altuve. Plenty of firepower in the Astros offense. Holt started, then stopped, and a strike on Jackie Bradley. Two out numbers, runners in scoring position. Impressive. 7 hits, 16 runs batted in. Jackie Bradley Jr. has 9 of those 2-out RBIs.
You see that sign by Corey is telling Holt, just go. Throw over. A lot of teams in today's game love to hold their defensive positions because of the analytics and where the ball is hit. Seen many teams kind of give up this stolen base. Don't even cover at times.
Cora assuming McCann would not throw. There he goes, and it hits Bradley. Drilled him. And they are loaded up. He wears that protective pad on that lead arm, and I think it hit it directly. So he's on again. 2 walks, a homer, and now a hit by pitch.
Proper application of armor for Bradley Jr.
And it's another opportunity with the bases loaded for Boston. Well, it's a huge moment right now for Houston. This crowd is down. Many of them have left. It was a sellout, packed house when it started. It's been as loud as any ballpark at times. Right now, Boston with Mookie Betts at the plate, the batting champion in the American League, the likely MVP in the American League. He can deliver a big punch. Mookie Betts with 2 of the 10 grand slams this year in the regular season. In the air, right center field, and it is a dive, and it is a catch by Reddick. Whoa, what a play! Josh Reddick, the Gold Glover, could be a game saver. Now we'll see if the Astros have a rally in them. What a great catch. Put a star on that one.
Wow.
Or as Milo Hamilton would say, holy Toledo. To the bottom of the 9th. Red Sox 8, Astros 6. On its feet, Josh Reddick makes a play. 8-6. Boston has the lead. Bring you inside the booth here, presented by Capital One. So Ron, we're at the finish line here, and Craig Kimbrell is trying to give him 6 outs. 4 straight games he's given up runs. It's never happened to him in his career.
You know, he's never ever had a save of more than 4 outs in the regular season or the postseason, going someplace he's never been before. He's not throwing his best baseball, so the Astros have a great opportunity here. But we'll see, because in this inning they have some of their best hitters coming up.
What's your confidence level if you're in Red Sox Nation right now? Kimbrell on the mound, David Price in the bullpen in case Kimbrell cannot finish this off. It's a 2-run lead. Could have been a 4-run lead if Reddick doesn't make that play. Yuli Gurriel will start it. Defensive changes for Boston. We will get to. Brock Holt ends up at third base. And Ian Kinsler at second base. So Devers is out. You go Holt, Bogarts, Kinsler, and Pierce around the horn. The 0-1 in the air. Scraping the roof up there. Foul territory. Kinsler makes a basket catch. Heck of a play.
Right off the bat, tested the veteran.
And a big out for Craig Kimbrell. Out number 1 here in the 9th inning.
Look at Mookie. He's yelling, I got it. But the basket catch by Kinsler.
Players will tell you that pop-ups, fly balls are difficult here with the changing of that roof, that retractable roof. Changing of colors. It's not that dark sky up above. Nice play by Ian Kinsler. Out number 1. Here comes Reddick now. Astros need 1 base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Boston has left 11 men on base, scoring 8 runs on 11 hits. Astros 6 runs on 13 hits. They've stranded 10. An endurance challenge here tonight. Reddick If he doesn't make this play, it's probably lights out. Would have been a 4-run lead.
At least 2, maybe 3 with Bradley Jr. running at first base.
Yeah, good point. It's a great play. A ball and a strike. And it's 2-1. Dangerous bat next in Carlos Correa.
Hot bat tonight.
3 hits, including a double. He's driven in 2 runs. Had run-producing singles in the 2nd and the 5th. That's the guy the Astros want at the plate. With a man on. David Price is back on top of the bullpen mound. If you're looking down the lineup here, is there a matchup for Price if this is not a tie game? You know, that's the curiosity here. When would he use him? How would he use him? And the fact he's thrown so much in the bullpen probably means they won't use him tomorrow.
That's right. I mean, especially the way he's throwing right now. I mean, that's full bore.
3 balls and a strike. Kimbrel deals. And it's ball 4. And the Astros will bring the tying run to the plate. Kimbrel just cannot lock it down.
Got to be able to challenge him here. It's just command has not been what we've seen in the past. 2-run lead. You got to challenge that hitter. He wasn't able to.
Remember, McCann is due next after they pinch hit for Maldonado back in the 7th inning with White. McCann took that spot. On the lineup card, you have back-to-back lefties, McCann and Tony Kemp. Missed with a breaking ball. Kimbrel has been flirting with disaster this entire postseason.
Considering what happened in the 1st inning on the Altuve disputed home run, makes sense that this is a 2-run game.
Started with fireworks and controversy. And 4.5 hours later, it's coming right down to it. And Correa is ahead in the count, 2-0. During the top of the 9th, Red Sox loaded the bases. Kimbrel sat for 20 minutes of real time.
You can find every excuse in the world right now not to perform. You just have to.
Here's a big pitch. Hitters count. 2-0. Correa took a lash at it, fouls it away. And it's 2-1.
Correa's asking the home plate umpire, Mark Carlson, was that a strike? Carlson said yes. Remember, Correa has coast-to-coast power. That home run he hit in the division series versus Cleveland was to right center field.
Yeah, that came on a 3-0 pitch. And a 3-run homer. It's been his lone home run in this postseason. Kimbrel deals, and that one missed. Just above the strike zone at 97. Now it's 3-1 on Correa.
Again, wanted that outside. It ends up and in.
Kimbrel is a base runner away, allowing a base runner from putting his manager in a very tough spot in a huge decision with McCann waiting next. That lefty on the card. Still have Evan Gattis, a right-handed bat, awaiting. And that's a breaking ball. It misses, and Kimbrel has walked back-to-back hitters. The Astros are alive and well here in the 9th. 2 on, 1 out. Lefty in the pen. Lefty coming up.
Who would know Craig Kimbrel better than Brian McCann?
Battery mates in Atlanta. He's homered off of Kimbrel in his career. His only hit.
Kimbrel's been behind the last two hitters. Does McCann guess along with him? And does Kimbrel try to get ahead of him with a fastball?
Tying run is on. McCann is the potential winning run. And a spinner in there for a strike. Finally able to land that breaking ball. See how the Red Sox set up defensively with first and second can't go on the full shift with three infielders on the right. A double play would end this game. Kimbrel deals, McCann in the air, right field. And Betts will settle under it just shy of the track. There is out number 2. Tagging is Reddick. And Kimbrel is an out away from securing the third win. And Alex Cora is on his way to the mound.
That is 3 times now. Sanchez at Yankee Stadium, Bregman at Fenway Park, and McCann just missed that curveball.
Not a pitching change. This is a discussion with the infielders, maybe signs, maybe a breather for Kimbrel. It's all coming down to this last hitter, and it will be Tony Kemp.
I think, Brian, they had to have some discussion with the infielders about how they're going to defense this with Correa on first base, first and third. You cannot allow that tying run to get to second base.
Leon is a terrific throwing catcher, an excellent defender behind the plate for Boston.
Boston's middle infielders, though, are so far off second base, I don't know who could get over there to cover. Kinsler's telling Bogarts, it's yours.
Tony Kemp had a single off Kimbrel last inning. That's how it started. And then was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Kimbrel has gone once around the order. He's given up 2 hits, 2 walks, and a hit batter. 5 of the 9 have reached. He's given up 1 run. Tying run at first. Kemp. And it's a block by Leon. And did he go there? I did not see a check. They did. Yep, he called it at the plate. Didn't bother to check. Here's that throw by Betts. After the single from Kemp, Kimbrel's first batter faced.
So a chance for redemption for Kemp.
So the count is 1-1. Kimbrel deals. 2 balls and a strike. Well, it's a pretty good bet that Tony Kemp is going to get something to hit, because standing on deck is Alex Bregman, and that would be the last guy that Kimbrel wants to face. Knows he has to throw a strike. Correa carries the tying run at first, and it is a ball. It is 3-1.
It's almost like his control of his breaking ball is better than his fastball. And neither are great.
Chris Burke threw out the first pitch tonight. Hit a memorable home run. A walk-off here in a playoff game in 05. Tony Kemp at the plate. 3-1 pitch. And a strike called right on the edge. It's 3-2.
Can't throw a better pitch. Splits the corner on the 3-1 count.
With the 3-2 count and 2 outs, Correa will be off with the pitch. The tying run will get a head start at first base. Astros down to their last strike. The 3-2, Correa goes. It's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And Bregman is coming up.
This has been a bases-loaded postseason for the Red Sox. This is the Astros' chance.
A base hit could tie it. Runners will be off with a crack of the bat with 2 outs. Kimbrel deals. Bregman in the air, left field. Benintendi dives, and he makes the catch. Oh, what a play! Game saver, Andrew Benintendi. The Red Sox win on a spectacular catch by Benintendi in left field. Wow, what a game. What a finish. The guts it takes to make that play. If it gets by him, it's over.
Game's over. Outfield defense in the 8th and in the 9th. Mookie Betts in the 8th with the throw, and Benintendi in the 9th, picking this ball just off the turf, off the bat of Bregman.
As gutsy of a play and a decision as you could have, with it all on the line. Andrew Benintendi, this dynamic Red Sox outfield. And Craig Kimbrel avoids disaster again. Bregman was oh so close to becoming the hero again. My goodness.
Chris Sale said the outfield for the Boston Red Sox makes you feel like there's 4 of them out there. There seemed like it tonight.
It was a long struggle, but the Red Sox are now up 3-1 in this series as we send it down to Lauren Shahadi.
Jackie, you're watching Benintendi that last play. What are you thinking?
Gosh, don't let it get by him. He made an amazing play. Have to have trust in him. He knows what he's doing out there.
All your RBIs this series have come with 2 outs. What makes you so good in those spots?
Guess just trying to stay within myself, see a good pitch to, swing at, and make solid contact.
1 win away from a World Series. How do you get there?
Win one more. That's it. That's all it is. That's our main focus, whatever it takes.
Plain and simple. Thanks so much.
Yeah, well, thank you.
BA.
Yeah, well, and if Boston does win this series, you're probably looking at the MVP there in Jackie Bradley Jr. But that play by Andrew Benintendi, that's an all-timer in Red Sox franchise history right there.
It just took so much guts to make that call, to make that play, and just to be so anticipating what's going to happen, and to rob Bregman there of that base hit.
It's a Red Sox version of the Killer Bees. Benintendi's glove, Bradley's bat, and Betts' arm. And it leads to a win as they go crazy in that Boston bullpen. David Price, he was ready. But Alex Cora lets it ride with Kimbrel, and Benintendi makes the play of the postseason. What a play. What a game. 4 hours, 33 minutes. And the Red Sox are now up 3-1. Thanks to our great crew here, led by Scott Cockrell, the producer, director Matt Lipp. Outstanding images of this one as the Red Sox win 8-6. Our final score, 8-6. Boston will do it again tomorrow night. It'll be Game 5, and it'll be an opportunity for Boston to advance. You've been watching the 2018 ALCS presented by Google Assistant. TBS, your exclusive home for the 2018 American League Championship. For Ron Darling and Lauren Shahadi, I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from Houston. Right now, let's send you to Casey and the guys back in our Atlanta studio. 8-6 Red Sox lead, now up 3-1 in the ALCS.